In the future.
I don't like the future.
Send us back to the past. All right, welcome to Hive Scum.
Welcome to Hive Scum.
Welcome to Hive Scum, the podcast for the 28 community. We're here from the future.
Beep boop, beep boop.
We've been turned into robots.
You're not gonna keep the.
Yeah, it's the whole fucking episode. We're coming at you from the future, and now you're stuck with our voices like this. I hope you like it. No, I'll turn it off. All right, we're back. Welcome to actually Hive Scum, not robot Hive Scum. Hey,
Totally not Hive Scum.
totally. That was not totally Hive Scum. This is totally Hive Scum. So welcome to Hive Scum.
Hello.
Yeah, we're here, and we're not robots. We were just joking. We were just kidding
yanking
around.
your chain.
Yeah, we weren't replaced by robots. We were just kidding.
We are real people.
Yeah, mostly.
What real person are you?
We're augmented. What?
What real person are you?
Jim Carrey.
Nice. You can follow him at Jim Carrey.
Yeah, follow me at jimcarrey.com. Yeah.
That was a great segue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Gage at No Clear Coat.
Oh, I was supposed to say ours. Oh, I see. Oh, now I'm understanding. That's how you're asking.
Terry's favorite part of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm Jim Carrey.
at Jim Carrey. Follow him.
JimCarreyArt.Instagram.com. Go on and follow me. Just kidding. I'm Terry, Stone.jaw.
Oh, I'm Steve at South of Heaven on Instagram.
I'm Philip Seymour Hoffman, and I died of a heroin overdose. You can find me at Blood Transfusion.
Follow him. Man, this was a crazy beginning of the episode. We came from the future, and then we got all screwed up. We had a lot of donuts before we started recording, so that's probably our sugared, addled brain.
Silly
speaking.
Billy time.
Yeah, Silly Billy Central.
Yeah, I'm feeling real low energy because
Stop,
we ate
dude.
the donuts like 2 hours
There's
ago.
some nuts over there. You want some of those?
Yeah.
Would that help you?
We got
I
some.
need some
There's some
caffeine.
nuts right
Peanuts?
here for you, pal.
Are the nuts gonna help?
They're heat peanuts.
They're heat peanuts. They pipe you up.
Is that how that works?
Straight up, give me some of those. That will probably clear my nose out.
No, it's gonna make it
It's
worse.
gonna make it much worse.
Why?
Steve's sniffling this episode.
Why would this make it worse?
Welcome to Steve's sniffling
Clear me
hour.
out.
Good luck.
They're gonna make them. It's gonna make his nose run.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a fucking
Clear it out.
refrigerator. Dude, yeah. Heat nuts. Can I have one of these heat nuts?
Whose
Yeah.
are they?
All of ours.
Oh, all right.
Heat nuts from the edge.
It's like a single serving, one person thing.
Yeah, and he's sharing it because he's a king.
They're not that spicy. They're very good, though. They're very
No, it's a
tasty.
nice build-up heat, you know?
Build up.
Anyway,
Hello, my name is Bill
Can I have a
Dup.
sip of your coffee?
sure.
You want my coffee?
Thank
It's
you.
hot, or his coffee? It's iced.
I
It
don't
has
like hot.
almond. It has almond creamer in it.
You don't like hot coffee?
I don't like hot beverages. Period.
You
All
remember,
right.
You remember the hot coffee mod?
Yeah, it's my
great
favorite
game.
mod.
Yeah,
Yeah, ban Grand Theft Auto San Andreas because of a mod. Get it out of
That's
here.
good. You make that?
yeah.
That's good job. Good job, Steve.
Thank you. That's a coffee cake almond creamer.
Wow.
Oh, that's why it's good.
Yeah,
It's candy drink.
less sugar in that than you'd think, though.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. We're back at the crypt, and we're finally relaxed. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm finally relaxed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not relaxed.
When you're
I'm
never
not-
relaxed.
I am not.
I'm never
relaxed
relaxed.
at all.
I'm always squirrely.
You got your back to the door just in case something happens. You know what I mean?
That's
you're ready for
That's where
everything.
you don't want. You don't want your back to.
Oh
the
no,
door.
yeah. You want your back to the wall.
You wanna
and
face
you
the door.
Face the door just in case action happens.
Yeah, that's why I can't stop tapping my foot. I'm waiting for someone to barge in the door.
To just barge in. Nice, dude. Yeah.
Ready to start swinging.
For all of our non-American listeners, that's just the vibe. Is old men love to sit so they can face the door just in case they have to attack somebody who
Real
walks
tactical.
in.
Is
It's
that
super tactical?
You think that's just an American?
Yes.
thing?
Well, I don't know. I assume, but it is an American. I mean, it is a thing.
I just assume random acts of violence happen significantly less in other countries.
Yeah, but when you say old
Yeah.
men, I'm thinking of just like
Well-
World War II veterans, and there was certainly more than just Americans.
No,
in there.
it's like It's not World War II veterans that are
It's like
facing
real
the
tack
door.
out guy stuff.
Yeah, it's like real like.
Oh yeah, everyone in America is an operator. That's true.
I will say, speaking of random acts of violence, on my way to the show last night, I saw a random act of violence in the streets of Holyoke. Two kids
here we
just
go.
got out of a car fighting each other.
Just when you thought it was safe.
I
They were
stopped and
they were
watched.
both passengers.
They got out of the
It's an
front
Uber?
driver's seat and the back passenger seat.
Okay.
And they just immediately started swinging.
it's an Uber driver and his passenger.
We were just talking
fighting
about
in
it.
the
It happens.
streets.
That's what happened to you at Adepticon.
Yeah, well, that guy was just cuckoo. He went right through that red light, man. He's a good guy
Cuckoo.
though. He probably hated our guts. We were all hopped up on Miller Lite that those guys were throwing at us.
Gage drank one. I saw him do it.
Yeah, we have pictures,
That is factually not true.
evidence.
You were no
Evidence.
longer straight edge.
No,
That
he's
is also factually not true.
dude. Don't put that on him. He'll have to come out with his cred. Those X's, they run deep. X's run deep. Nailed to the X.
Nailed to the X, baby.
I feel like we're talking about even less.
What is with
Yeah,
your
normal.
mic?
I
feel
feel
like
like
so
doing
what-
that so I'm not
What's
breathing
going on?
into
What's
it.
going on
well,
today,
just don't
guys?
forget to put it back. Oh yeah, so we're back. We're live. We're
Yeah.
here, and we're ready
caught
to
up.
talk.
We're back. We're back to basics.
Just to give you a little background on the episode, we always put all of our stuff into a Google Doc, but today, of all days, Phil's decided to run everything onto his Notes app. So we're discombobulated. Part of it's
That's-
coming from Phil on his Notes app. Part of
See,
it's
it's
coming
funny you
from,
say that. I feel like it's not a secret, but I have just willfully ignored the fact that there's a Google Doc about what we're
Well,
talking
you
about.
also changed seats, so normally you probably couldn't even see the computer from where you are.
I could absolutely see it probably easier. From,
Yeah, I was saying I've never been able to see the computer.
These
Oh,
nuts
shit.
are great.
Thanks, man.
Good
Yeah,
choice.
they're pretty good. Heat nuts.
I got some heat nuts.
Yeah, I got some heat nuts here.
Okay, so we were just.
Yeah, Phil, you
Hang
got to
out?
run us now. With these
I know.
notes. He's in charge.
So we were just in Terry's garage
Yes.
getting ready to play some Kingswood, which we're going to play after we record. Now, Steve, tell us, what is Kingswood?
Kingswood
Yes, you have to say it like that.
is a game. Well, it's almost like a hack of a game.
Yeah.
It's
Hack of
Create-
a supplement.
created by Magus Buer. Is that how you say it?
Bauer?
Is that how you say it?
Where?
Cody.
Where? Cody.
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 The man 700 Club.
The man.
Right? On the,
no, that is
no.
a different Cody.
Different code.
Oh, my God. There's two Codys?
There's two Codys.
Yeah.
Cody from Adepticon is Magus Buer, who ran Kingswood.
Oh, yes. There are multiple Codys.
Yes.
There's multiple Nates, too. There's multiple.
There's a lot of multiples out there.
There's a Gabe and
There's two
a Gage.
Steves.
Yeah.
We got
There's
two Steves. now.
Steves.
I think there's only one Phil.
Yeah, and only one Terry, dude. We freaking rock. We freaking rock. There can only be one.
But
Anyways, what were you
anyway,
saying? Yeah, sorry.
Kingswood is a game. It's a hack of Age of Sigmar and the Anvil of Apotheosis. Essentially, you take the Anvil of Apotheosis rules. You make a hero for 20 Destiny points. If you are not familiar with Anvil or Age of Sigmar,
Then
I can't really help
Yeah.
you. But yeah, Anvil of Apotheosis is like a custom hero generator for your homebrew campaigns or Path to Glory campaigns. And you have a point limit and you assign stats and bonuses and stuff like that. And Cody's hack of it is called Kingswood, and it's like a gathering of nobles to hunt large beasts in the
Yep.
woods. And it's like a big celebration, and you take multiple heroes, like 20 Destiny point heroes, and you're on the hunt for a large beast that is made up of 40 points.
yeah. So
which
the only
is a
one of
lot.
us, the only
It
one
is
of
a
us
lot.
that has played is Steve. And so from what I understand,
Oh, shit, really? You didn't play?
No.
From what I understand, so each of us created a hero and a monster. And so there's going to be rounds where each round everyone is taking a turn playing their monster, and everyone else will use their hero to try and kill the monster, right? Then each of us will have, essentially do that. So you'll get to play 3 games as your hero and 1 game as your monster, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
There's like 4 rounds, I guess
Yep.
you would do. Yeah. And there's like major victories and minor victories, and whoever has the most like points at the end of the rounds is the champion of the Ochre Wreath.
The
as he
Ochre
calls
Wreath.
it.
Ochre Wreath. Nice,
Very cool.
dude.
Which
Very cool.
Gundam Mike is the one who won the entire actual event at Adepticon.
Oh,
He
really?
Won the wreath.
Oh,
It's quite a winner at Adepticon this year.
big winner.
Big winner. Yeah, I mean, it seems really fun.
Yeah.
Kingswood
So that's-
seems really good.
Really fast.
That's what we're up to
It's a
on this fine
supplemented
day.
hack.
Usually on the days that we record, we try to do a little bit of gaming or hobbying together.
Yep.
So that's what's on our agenda for today.
Oh, I feel so relaxed.
Yeah,
I feel very chill. I can't wait to have a chill out.
chill out.
As everyone
Yeah.
takes a sip of their drink at the same time.
Yeah.
Sipping.
So
What's
we
everyone
all have
drinking?
tasty
What's your
drinks.
bev?
We're drinking coffee. Me and Steve have opposite ends of the spectrum coffee. Real hot coffee over on my end, and real
cold brew over here.
cold and sweet, just like him. He's cold-hearted, but he's so sweet.
I'm drinking a LaCroix.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
classic.
LaCroix. Who's
Raz
talking crap
cranberry.
about LaCroix in the somebody was probably
Ooh,
Chris Acrylic.
Chris Acrylic, man.
Fuck
Chris
you.
Acrylic's got some. He's got some takes. I almost messaged Chris Acrylic, but now he'll hear it on here and said, "I wish you lived closer."
Yeah.
I wish he was a New England guy.
Did
He would
you-
never be because he's definitely like once you're from Texas. You're never
Yeah,
gonna
stars
leave.
and stripes.
Well, he's
big
not
and bright.
from he's
Yeah.
not from Texas originally. though.
He's not.
No, he's a Midwest guy, I think.
Oh, okay.
He is so cool. He messaged me out of the blue. It was like, "Hey, Steve, can I make something for the Grimdark Hallway next year?" I was like, "Sure. What are you thinking?" And he sent me. He made a little drawing. And it was very detailed. Nailed to. It just has a nailed.
Oh, that's
through
so
the chest.
cool. Yeah, we had to beep that because we can't be talking about Chris Acrylic's secret projects.
I will leak what he showed Phil and I
Oh.
the other day, though. He
Am I
said
gonna
he-
have to beep this?
No,
too?
he said it was allowed.
Thank
Remember how we were talking and joking about the random welder stickers?
God. Yeah. Did we, wait?
He's making he showed Phil and I an actual guy with a welding mask just on one of those naked Gaelic warrior guys.
yeah.
Yes.
Just wearing a welding mask, and he's like, "This is my next project."
Welders?
All because
Just-
of us.
Just because, just the meme, the
Oh my
mystery of this
God.
welding guy.
Dude,
from-
I wonder who
Maybe
that
he is
welding
the
guy
welding
is.
guy.
Yeah.
Maybe you think he's a secret welding guy?
Maybe.
Chris Acrylic is also weld acrylic.
I could see him being a welder.
Suppose.
Yeah, he rocks. Anyways, enough. Now we've
Enough-
paid
enough-
paid our
Enough
Chris
freaking
tax.
BS.
Yeah, enough BSing around.
So now that Nemo and Adepticon are in the rear view,
Yes.
what is everyone working on?
Uh-oh.
Terry, how about you?
I finished my last four guys, which we'll talk about the campaign in a little bit.
Yes, sir.
But that was a
And
blast.
you finished your Smash Bash, guys.
Oh, and we finished my Smash Bash guys.
Yes, we're
but
actually
we'll talk about
we're
that in a little
we're
bit.
recording the day after Smash Bash
Was due.
That was due. Yeah.
Teacher Matt was said you get a 0 if you don't hand it in by this date, and we did it. Me and Gage did it.
We did it.
Yeah, me and Steven participate.
Well, you guys. Were
Well,
there for
I
moral
think
support.
we'll touch on that because we're going to talk about Smash Bash a little bit later. But so what?
Yeah, yeah.
What else have you been working on? So I'm sorry.
Those
Elaborate
two-
on what you said.
No, those were the biggest things: the Smash Bash entries and Last War guys. I don't really know. I've been kit bashing a bunch of guys, and I need to paint those up. I did a thing for Caliban 28, another Gundam official project, and then I'm working on these like Brothers of Prometheum. But you know what I mean. I have like the Wood Elves army thing that I'm just doing a piece at a time and figuring that out.
And so the Brothers of Prometheum is just an ongoing project that you're just throwing guys down
It is like an excuse. It is like the most catch-all project of all time. So the
for
whole,
you to just do 40K,
dude.
guys.
And you can fit anything into it. So
Yeah.
it's a desert planet, but there's these oases on the planet that just like pop up, and there are like these bug creatures on the planet that use these oases as traps, sort of like those like spiders that dig like the little pit.
Antlion?
Yeah,
Yep.
and they pull the things in there. But they create these oases for trap. But it's still like the only place to get water on the planet is from these oases. And sometimes the oases are active and have bugs that like shoot out these spores and will infect the humans and like kind of pull them in. And sometimes they're like
so if you want water,
abandoned.
you got to risk
you have
the bug.
to go.
Is this your own creation?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like literally finding excuses to be like, I want to do Tyranids and I want them to be slimy. And I want there to be like some sort of foliage on their bases. But I also want desert guys and I want them to exist in the same world. So this is the story where I could have both desert dudes and jungle guys in the same world.
This is so cool. You got to do a full write up for it.
I mean, it's been fun to kind of do these little vignettes every time I post post dudes that I finish up. So there'll probably be one in the next couple of days because I have something typed up. I just need to like re-download Instagram and then like post it on there.
You're a treasure for that. Like
I
deleting
hate
Instagram after you check it.
It's like so trash because I will just scroll forever. I will get sucked in and I'll just be looking at nothing for so long, and it's just like a waste of my time. So I need to I download it every time I post something, and then I usually will delete it the next day, and then keep it deleted until I go back on. Every once in a while I'll go on, but
I mean, that's the way to do it.
I used to only keep it on my iPad.
Oh,
then I could only use it when I was at home. But then I'm at home. I want to be productive.
yeah, that's a really good idea. Actually, just having it on like another device. I probably have like an iPad or something.
Well,
I can do
you know what I'm saying is it's not a solution. There is no solution.
Listen, there is no solution, but that would help me out.
It's
a
an
lot.
attempt. So how about you, Gage? What have you been working on?
A lot. Well, real quick, my brain just fogged because we've talked about this before, but like the community, the hobby is so ingrained into Instagram, and it just sucks that like there's no other medium other than like Discord, but you're not just going to randomly find Discord other than the already established Instagram.
Discord also makes it hard because Discord also makes it very hard because of as far as cataloging things that are posted. You know, like once you post your image, it disappears essentially.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's up to people to scroll through the channel itself.
Which I am not fucking doing that.
Yeah,
I do it religiously. I see everything. I see everything you.
You are
post.
like amazing at posting. Just like this looks great, amazing.
Fire emoji on everything, everything that, and it's genuine. I don't like your
if I
shit, I'm not gonna
emoji
reply.
it means I cared enough to look at it.
Yeah.
I tried to be like that, but now there's just too much going on in
There's
there.
a lot. But you've been doing a great job, Gage, splitting up channels to separate like video games from the general
I'm
chat.
trying.
and
I don't want to get it
fantasy games.
so like cut and dry where if you like talk about two topics, like today there's a Disney movie Discord, so I'm not going to make a Disney channel, but like
You could make a movie channel.
Yeah.
But-
Honestly,
and
that's
the
not a
thing.
bad
It's
idea.
like the second someone like, and then at a certain point you're like, because this has happened with the other gaming Discord, we hit like 600 people, and it got to the point where it's like, what is general chat for?
I guess that's true.
The second you bring up a topic, then you have to ping everyone, and okay, we're going to bring it to this channel now. It's like,
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
yeah.
Put it back in the right
But
channel.
to answer your question, Phil, Smash Bash,
Yeah.
I start and finished in 5 days. It's the only way I can operate.
Very nice.
I know how you feel.
Yeah, I needed to. Finished writing the last war campaign, which we can get into eventually at some point. Kind of just been printing random shit. The printer queue got empty for a little bit, and I wasn't really printing stuff for you guys. So I just started like just randomly downloading things, printing them, and then just doing the Terry method of just priming everything in sight and then painting whatever's around just to paint. It doesn't really matter.
Just throw paint.
I don't
on
have a
it all.
project for this, but who cares? Just
Are you saying your queue is empty?
I was saying that, and then like maybe last week, multiple people were like, "Hey, can I pay you for this big order?"
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, "Well, sure."
Listen,
So,
you got an empty queue. I'll fill it. You know what I mean?
that's true.
I definitely could use models always.
Yeah.
It's to the point where I think I just might buy a bigger second printer.
Oh, I love that. You're just a factory
Do it.
worker, Gage.
That's kind of it. It's been definitely more of like a writing. I mean, Smash Bash took up a lot, but like it's been more writing for me. What about you, Steve?
I don't do anything.
That is not true. Your hobby space looks fucking awesome,
Yeah, but it's not done. The whole room needs to be
dude.
finished painted and
But it's
shit.
gonna be so sick.
It is a nice little space. I need to get a monitor set up on my desk so I can like have YouTube going while I'm, like so I can see what I'm,
Are you productive with that?
Yeah.
Because I mean, Phil's come over twice, and he'll be hobbying on the other side of the table, and I'm next to my computer, and I'll pull all my supplies out, and then just go on my computer. And even if someone is there, which normally motivates me,
You should hobby somewhere else then.
yeah, no, I'm slowly moving it back into like the workshop area
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get away from the computer.
My desk where I paint is completely separate, opposite sides of the room from where my computer is.
yeah.
I just want to get a monitor to mount at my
Right,
workstation
right.
so I can like drop a YouTube video. Or,
yeah,
like,
and
whatever
not
I'm
be able to
watching.
interact with it over
Yes.
there. Yeah,
I'm just not a computer guy anymore. I don't know what happened. I just don't sit in front of the computer
Computers
anymore.
fucking suck, dude.
I think it was when I started to have like back
sucks.
problems. When I started to have like back problems, that just sitting in front of a computer.
Yeah, I mean, look around the table.
Which is
right
funny
now, we're
because
all-
I'll sit at the fucking hobby table.
Hello, I'm a gremlin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, the joke of everyone painting like in a shrimp position while you're painting.
Yeah,
the light
yeah.
is like not even hitting your model anymore because you're just trying to get it close to your eyes.
Yeah, but I just don't really game very much.
Gaming
I
sucks.
game. Dude, no. Listen, I'll be like a 60-hour a week gamer for like a couple months, and then I won't play any video games for like 6 months, which is kind of where I'm at now. I haven't since I moved in middle of October. I haven't really played any video games.
I have to say though, Steve, hobby space is the most important thing. I think
Yeah.
it is like hands down the most important thing you can do. Well, like there's a million YouTube videos that are like, oh, you can create a hobby space just by like using a little drawer and then putting it on your kitchen table and then just having a little light. It's like, nah, dude, you need a nice space to paint. Otherwise, you're just not gonna paint. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, that was my biggest like hurdle in
Yep.
my brain to realize I'm just not doing this because I don't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a big problem with storage though, like because that room has no closet. It's just like a big square room, so I have to find a way to store like miscellaneous terrain stuff, like random just bits and bobs that
Yeah.
have no real home in the drawers or anything, and that's been my biggest hurdle for cleaning the room up. But
those shelves with like the squares that you can kind of pull in and out so you can hide everything.
the squares,
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
It was like the IKEA shelf. That's,
Oh, and then you get a little bin. to
yeah, a
put
little
everything-
bin. That way
yeah.
you can only see the edge of the bin. You don't see the shit that's in it.
That would be the best. I have that window though for spraying model. I just literally
Get
I-
closer to this camera.
I have a piece of cardboard that I put my models on, and then I just open the window and I put them on the roof outside the window, and I just prime the guys outside. Fuck a
Beautiful.
spray box.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
awesome.
Straight up, that's awesome.
that's been really great.
I could either go in the basement or the backyard, and then
In the basement.
dude, it's fucked up because it'll go up the stairwell, and I can smell it in my apartment on the 3rd floor. So the other tenants 100% smell it.
Besides that, I've been getting really excited for the Olden Demon contest that's going on
Yes.
until the end of May. I stripped a bunch of models and I laid some out to do some test painting on, but I settled on a 1986 orc.
Nice.
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
we'll be talking a little about Olden Demon in a little bit as well.
Yeah, but that's been my hobby project besides Last War Guys, but that's not really like
Oh shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Phil, I gotta remember to give you these Last War, this sprue of Last
fucking
War
better
guys.
remember.
I see them up there. They're
All right.
looking at me.
Don't
What are you
forget.
guys looking at?
The last
Yeah,
War minis.
The Last
Oh.
War minis. On my like box pile up there. Oh, Steve's going pee. All right, Phil. Steve apparently doesn't want to hear what you've been painting.
I care.
Yeah. Phil, what you been working on?
I haven't been doing a ton of hobbying. I was painting a couple old metal beastmen, and I'm having a lot of trouble keeping them together and keeping them stuck to the base. So I'm looking to start doing like hobby drilling and stuff like that, but I'm scared.
Yeah, I'll find mine in a bit. I'll give you my pin vise.
But you keep saying it sucks, so I don't want to use it.
Maybe we make a fucking trip to that train store.
Straight up, dude. Straight up. After this, we should just go to the our hobby because they would.
rocks.
I bought mine. Mine are like the Gale. What is the Gale Force?
Gale Force 9.
Yeah.
Gale Force 9 pin vise, and I was like, it's $15. It's gotta be a pretty good deal. And I brought it home, and it's like so fucking hard to use, and it's like no matter how
I don't know if I would
hard
spend more than
crank it.
$15 on one, so
I know. Well, it's like if I bought one online, I bet you I could have found a
can't
$15
afford
one
to
that's
spend more than
nice.
$15 on one.
But since I bought it from the local game store, the FLGS,
Yeah.
and I
Wait,
was
you
like-
got it at the LGS or the
Yeah,
train
well,
store?
No, I got it at the Battle Standard.
You
Oh,
could buy
wow.
the Citadel branded one for $33.
No, leave me alone. Stop.
Yeah. So I have a couple disassembled metal guys that I was painting in sub-assemblies. And then I kind of paused on that, and I've been doing a little bit of writing for Path to Glory. And
Yeah.
that's really what I'm going to try and focus on the next week or so. I am going to try and do, a little bit of hobbying here and there.
Is that your first like take into like? Is this your first time writing something like this?
Absolutely.
That rocks.
Yeah,
because
you're doing great.
you were so hyped on it in the group chat.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, dude, I'm very stoked for this because of how stoked you are.
Yeah. Well, I've always wanted to, do like dungeon master stuff. It seems very overwhelming. So this, I feel like, is a good way to dip my toe into.
It's very adjacent. Yeah.
Because I'm very, very comfortable with AOS as like a game system. And I think I can sort of translate it very well narratively.
I mean, from what we've seen already, and we'll probably talk about it this episode later on.
I suppose.
Dude, talk about it now.
Yeah, let's
Well,
bleed right into it.
Not that much has gone into it yet. I just wanted to take, they have a good framework for a narrative game. It's got a great, Mordheim-esque post-game sequence. But the missions themselves, I feel, don't lend themselves. I mean, the missions, aside from being
The stock Age of Sigmar
Yeah.
Kind of
missions.
they're kind of crappy missions, and it's usually just like a very unfun. There's usually like a pretty clear winner
Right.
decided before the game even starts, but they don't feel like they lend themselves narratively. So my idea is essentially what I'm going to do is we've got 8 people in the campaign now, which is a good, nice, not overwhelming number. Is at the beginning of each month, I'm going to do random pairings, which that's what I did. I randomly paired 8 people. And because everyone has a little lore blurb for their character, I am writing a custom, bespoke. That's the word, bespoke? Yeah, bespoke.
Bespoken.
No, bespoke. It means like custom. It's just a fucking fancy word. It's a rich people word for custom.
You and your
Cool.
$10 words.
I know.
Yeah, when a penny word, just fine.
Yeah. So those are the bespoke scenarios. So I will be writing 4 of those each month.
So sick.
And
What a guy.
in addition to that, I'm also writing just a handful of bonus scenarios, ones that should be fun to play, not overly complicated, but also fairly balanced.
And you're tailoring the narrative to each random pairing,
Yes.
and it's going to have a whole concurrent storyline for the whole campaign. Or
I will. So I don't have an idea for an overall storyline. I think that it will come together
right.
naturally. I do
Right,
have a
attaboy.
little bit of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some shared elements in everyone's sort of narrative that they're building for each other, and
There's
so I'm
already-
going to work off of that.
Yeah, hell
There's
yeah.
already a great little narrative going, but me and you, Phil,
We've
have
had a good back
feud
and forth.
going.
Yeah.
Gage is.
Yeah,
Gage
my warband
ogres.
hates yours. My warband was trying to hunt down Terry's warband.
Yeah.
And they
And
were
then I
being
hunted
hunted.
down your warband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My guys are just scared of yours. They don't care anymore. They're just hiding.
And then you guys are your Gage. Your whole thing is looking for.
Trinkets.
Is it the Heart of Gur?
Yes.
You're trying to find Kronspine, essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
the main
that should
quest.
happen. That should happen a bit sooner in this, because in addition, I am also doing custom rewards for the missions as well.
Oh, let's go.
Good,
Magic
because-
items.
I already made
I'm not creating new magic items, but when I say custom, I mean say you win this mission, you get a free upgrade, free purchase a territory or upgrade one you already have, something like
You
that.
could probably roll some sick shit on
I
some
could
sort of,
try and
old tables, the Realm of Chaos tables or something.
create new tables to roll on for
Yeah.
people. Yeah,
Absolutely.
More tables.
Now, I'm never going to just interject this stuff, but I will always push for it.
Interject.
It has
The-
to be old
I-
world.
No, I mean I love old
Steve.
world,
Yeah.
and that's
It
Dude,
can't
that's
be
my
old world.
listen. Hold on. Not to interject on your interjection, but my favorite thing is in the battle reports. Steve, just very distinctly talking about old world landmarks
Yeah.
and nations
what?
and like Kislev and this and that. And then
Whatever, that was
no. I'm not ragging on you at all. I think it's funny. You're just this narrative is happening in a completely different
who said
universe.
Kislev
Yeah.
doesn't exist in the realms.
That's true. Maybe it does.
Games
Amen.
No.
No, they
Games
here,
Mr.
No.
You know
Workshop
every
Here's the thing.
territory in a realm.
Here's the
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely. I'll list
This
them all
is-
right now.
No. Listen. Here's the one thing that I So, as we know, I'm the resident Age of Sigmar defender in a community that largely thinks it sucks shit, and I won't blame people.
None
for
of us
that.
think it sucks.
No, I'm not saying that
think you
none
do.
of us
I like
four.
the game.
Oh,
I'm not saying none of
narrative.
us.
Oh yeah, I mean, my brain doesn't work the right way. So like,
No, listen,
I can't wrap
listen
my
what I'm
head
gonna
around
say. Listen to what I'm gonna say.
My brain doesn't work.
Listen to what I'm gonna say.
All right.
So
I guess.
you have the setting in the old world.
Yep.
It's a copy and paste Tolkien-esque fantasy world. It's got a world map. It's got a linear history.
It has a long history.
It has a long history. Now, Age of Sigmar, strip away all of the, glossy high fantasy trappings that people hate. It has this very out of space, out of time narrative that, to me, the dreamlike quality to me feels like a Dark Souls like world. It has these kingdoms that are, you have no idea when they
the
exist.
lands between.
Yeah, dude, that's
100%.
what it feels like to me. And then the fact that, as soon as I saw someone paint a Stormcast and like a quote unquote grimdark Stormcast, I'm like, oh, that's just like a Mirror Knight from Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And it's all about how you choose to look at the setting. And that goes for anything. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you put a spin on everything. My only issue with Age of Sigmar's lore was I couldn't understand the realm gates and how they connected these different realms, and like if there's just a realm gate to each place, like wouldn't they just build a giant fucking wall around it and be like, yeah, fuck you trying to come through here? Like,
I mean, I think that
Dude,
there is
I got a
things
show
like that.
for you to watch with that concept in it. It's called Stargate SG-1.
Dude,
I watched
Star-
the movie.
yeah, I've been wanting to get into SG-1 forever.
Come on
That
over.
first
But
season
Steve,
sucks.
Steve,
Dude, it seems-
incorrect. Steve bought me every
I
single
was gonna say, it
season.
seems like it
Incorrect.
sucks. But as
You and
someone
I
who,
can sit down, hold hands, and watch the show together.
well, let's
has it on
fucking do it
DVD.
because Stargate the movie, I fucking loved that movie
It's
as a
sick.
kid. I had all the little Hasbro action figures of the fucking guys with like the Anubis helmet and like the power staves and shit,
That definitely would make some good.
and
kid
fucking
action.
a little
It would.
a little GI Joe of James Spader with like a fucking
Now you liking.
Dude, I love James Spader.
We're just off on a tangent because I still want to
Robert
go back.
California.
to
Oh, yeah, I'm
Age of
sorry.
Sigmar.
That's
but
just
I
Hive
do.
Scum.
I want to say something. I'm surprised you don't like Thousand Sons or Tomb Kings. Like, I'm surprised those weren't the armies that you gravitated to. If
Tomb
you
Kings,
loved-
Kings rocks.
'Cause of
They're
Stargate, I get
probably
it.
one of my favorites. However, when I was younger, everyone's got to have their own thing when they're younger. And if your nemesis likes something, you can't like it.
Oh,
100%.
shit. Who was your nemesis?
It was my cousin who got me into Warhammer.
fucking cousins, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
dude,
telling
he
you.
was
Fuck
like,
him.
Tomb Kings rock. And I'm like, well,
Not anymore.
not
Yeah,
for me.
dude, I was also
They're
loved,
not that
loved,
I don't like them.
loved dude, there was a like when you're a kid, you're like, I want to be like a fireman. I want to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
I was a kid, I was like, I'm gonna be an Egyptologist.
That rocks. I thought you were going to say a Tomb King.
I'm gonna be.
I'm going to be mummified.
Yeah. My goal.
Immediately get sent to the nurse.
If I get mummified, it'll be like in an industrial accident. It could still
Like a
happen.
cement mixture.
That would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
so cool. You just go missing. Yeah, one day he I don't know, he went to work, he never came back, and you're just underneath like 3 feet
big
of
dig.
concrete.
Yeah.
That'd be
How many people do you think are buried in the Big Dig?
What's
I
the
don't
big
know.
dig?
The Big Dig is the largest and most expensive construction project to ever happen in Massachusetts and the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they
It's that
doing?
big- it's that
It's
part
a
of the highway in Boston that's like kind of below
5-mile
the city,
stretch
right?
of highway that is put beneath the city.
Dude, nice.
I
Dude,
am
and that-
sitting
when you
in
say
it
beneath,
every
it's not
single
like-
day.
It's not like a tunnel. It's just lower. Like, have you driven
No,
in Boston
there's
before?
some that is
Yeah,
tunnel.
I know, but it's
It
not.
goes under the
it's
water.
not 5 miles of just tunnels.
No,
right?
no.
Yeah.
I think the longest stretch is just over a mile.
I try to avoid a
crazy,
Boston
there aren't-
whenever I can.
Yeah.
I mean,
Except I work
listen.
there.
I used to fucking hate Boston because all I associated with it was fucking parking tickets and like getting my car towed multiple times. But I've come around to it. I like Boston.
I like the roads and stuff. I like that they're all wiggly.
You like that? Those roads were all
They're
made
real New England.
before cars were a thing. That's
Exactly.
why they're all fucked up.
Yeah, they're cool. It's better than New York. Everybody's fucking. It's all
Everything makes sense.
blocks,
I think
dude.
I have a feel fact for you on Boston. The roads, like he
Oh.
said, the roads were made before like city planning was a thing, and since they just solidified them and put the buildings there, they're like, well, this is it.
Too late.
It's too late. Who
Yeah.
gives a shit? And that's why there's so many one-ways that just make no sense.
That's cool, though.
No, it's not.
I mean, I don't know, dude. It's real, like, I would rather have a city like that than New York City. I'm fine with New York City, but it's real boring to, like, walk around. You're like, I'm going to walk straight for 3 miles until I
Yeah.
reach my destination.
I like
It's
that.
like, I want to get, like, lost and then, like...
It works good for my robot
well, I
brain.
know. I mean, yeah.
Getting where I'm going to
It's
go.
like, why it's easy to get around that city, but I don't know. Walking, at least.
I'll get lost in a fucking city.
No, but what you're saying, going back to, was
Age
it
of
Old
Sigmar.
World that you were saying has the, like, sort of cities that are... You were like, oh, there's these cities, and they have, like, this history that nobody knows, and you compared it to Dark Souls.
No. That's not Old World. Age of Sigmar.
That's a cool concept, though.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the time frame, the spacing, it's all very vague and it's this very surreal, dreamlike.
Dude, that's
which
sick.
that's
Never thought about
that's
it
an
like that.
intentional thing to the narrative because like so many things I think they tried to match what works about 40K and translate it to a fantasy setting. And one of those things is that when you are in a whole galaxy, you can fucking invent new stars,
Dude,
new star
100%
systems.
all the time.
When you have a fucking map like the Old World, there's only so much you can do and
Yeah.
only somewhere you can go.
only so many.
yeah,
So
and the narrative
true.
you can't erase. A
Yeah.
whole faction.
So in Sigmar, what you have is you have sort of think of like an Elden Ring, where like you have like a map of a continent with just sort of like clouds around the edge of it. You have no idea like where how
Right,
big this
right.
continent is. And in different like editions of the game, they'll jump to like different continents. They have different realms. They never specify dates. So
That's sick.
they refer specifically to ages, like the age of chaos and
The
the
age of
age of
fire,
myths
yeah.
and this and that. So
So-
it leads itself to and you can insert new narratives into wherever you want, like novels and this and that, without really worrying that much. I mean, you still have to like worry about fucking up the canon, but it's certainly a lot easier to not fuck up like canon, which I don't really care about fucking up canon, but I think most freak nerds do.
But it is funny that, like, Warhammer is able to create a world in which all of these, like, your own custom canon can exist. Because
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
Magic the Gathering when you're playing with fucking goblins and fucking angels or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I can't be like, well, these goblins in my goblin deck are actually, they're all from, like, this one place in
Right.
Goblonia, Goblania.
Goblonia.
And like, you know what I mean? It's crazy that just like Warhammer, it's like, I don't know. It's like, as a universe, it's so creative and it's so open. And there's really not a lot like that unless you're like writing fanfic to go along with Harry Potter. or
Well, I mean,
something
how
like
much
that.
of 40K, the missing 2 factions, right?
Yeah.
That they were supposed to be you make your own Primarch.
I
it's
mean,
your
and
own
they're good
faction.
at that. They're
Yeah,
good at
yeah.
being like, well, yeah, if you just want to invent some shit, like, GW's. I mean, obviously they have to be. They're trying to sell you fucking products, so like they have to be
Yeah.
cool with it. But
And I mean, the amount of times you can just be like, well, especially in 40K, how many times are like, oh, that information's redacted. Like, redacted. And then
I'm
you're just
redacted.
like, oh,
yeah, Steven's redacted now.
Yeah. He's not on the podcast anymore.
Yeah,
The,
BBB.
and that's how you can just get away with canon.
Yeah, but as far as
falsities
like
that.
again, like I don't blame anyone for thinking the setting sucks, but if you like war games on a scale larger than Skirmish, I truly think that it is the best game that Games Workshop at least has ever done.
Yeah.
It is, the rules are super easy to understand, play 1 or 2 games. Any sort of there's not a lot that's left up for interpretation. And all of the factions have a very distinct play style. Because to me, in a game like 40K where you can do so much, and don't get me wrong, I like customization, where you can get to like this granular level, you can really make every faction feel the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that you just don't really have that in Sigmar.
The only thing I'll say is people sing a lot of praise about one-page rule, their
Yeah.
version of Aegis, of all their games.
Yeah.
All the games that they produce,
Yeah.
there's a lot of praise about it. And I would like to explore those games.
Yeah,
just
dude,
at some
we're gonna
point.
do like a 1-page rules
Day.
like weekender. Yeah,
We should.
We got to
yeah.
call the
Get all
resident
our-
expert Seb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get Seb out here.
Is Seb the 1-page rules expert?
Yes.
Oh,
They
okay.
play a lot of one-page rule.
Just all sorts of games?
I believe they got introduced into the hobby from a friend that is a one-page rule freak.
Oh.
So
that guy Alex,
The origin.
he is a one-page rule guy.
he
as
is
well,
the one page
To rule them all.
to rule them all,
and one page.
To bind
to
them.
find them
And in the
Oh,
rules,
shit, dude, I fucked it up.
in the darkness binds them. But my other thing is
Great. Now I look like a fucking
the
idiot.
the reason I was so combative about Age of
Bad
Sigmar
nerd.
and the history and the lore
Yeah.
and everything about it, the way that GW paints it is the problem to me. Like their art style
dude,
now.
straight
Oh
up
yeah.
sucks.
Well, that's again. They are trying to move to obviously a broader audience, and that's with both of their.
And totally, I get it. But if you just took that book and reskinned it with some like Dark Souls or even just black and white,
take the
blotch
same book,
shit,
just sepia filter over the art.
Yeah, Wild West.
literally.
Make it look like it's a cool wanted poster. Yeah. Wild West.
No, but that's really my like. If you made all the images just black and
That's
white,
what I'm
and
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
contrasted them and
the-
like exposure up, like that book would be much more digestible to me.
Yeah,
But I
I'm
know
saying,
I'm
yeah.
not
If the
audience.
artwork sucks, make your own.
No, straight
That's
up.
why I will never fucking paint something like the box art color scheme,
No,
because
totally.
even the coolest box art cover scheme to me just doesn't feel as cool as something would be in my own head. Because I always interpret things or want to interpret things in. I absorb everything in my own head canon before I
Absolutely.
will fill in the blanks where there are no blanks to fill in. You know what I mean? Like
Especially with a blank
like
model
I-
in front of you.
I will read like the first page of the description. Something like, all right, that's all I need to know. I'll make up the rest in my head, and that's all I really need.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it is so funny that Games Workshop, they're like, okay, this is all open. Okay, this is all this. But we're going to paint each of the factions pretty much the same, just using different colors. Like,
Yes.
they're all going to look
Yeah.
pretty much the same.
Well, I think a lot of their stuff they paint specifically just to show the details of the model.
yeah.
Yeah,
sell
I think
you
that
models.
that is particularly what like
almost
the
like they're
heavy
a
metal
goddamn
painting style
business.
is about. All right, so I think
good at it.
God damn it. I hate
Well,
that.
I'll segue off of your campaign writing though,
Yeah.
because that's where that started. That
Yep.
tangent.
Yeah, seg away.
The segue of into the last war campaign I've been writing.
cool. Let's talk about it.
I'm trying to do it as just a 1-day event,
Yeah,
and
Crazy.
this system just grabbed hold of me, and I don't know.
did we talk about last war
amazing.
our last episode at all?
Barely. It's
Yeah.
it's
I
Forbidden
don't think
Psalm.
we played at that point. We were going to play.
Yeah, we
that
talked
day.
a little
Okay.
Forbidden
Correct.
Psalm.
Yeah, it's just a Forbidden Psalm extra book. It's a totally different setting using the same Forbidden Psalm rules.
You can
of-
play with the Forbidden Psalm.
You can,
stuff.
yes. It's
Yeah.
just weird supernatural World War One. There's a
Yeah.
campaign in the book that you can follow. I'm not using any of that. I've created a whole history for this like World War One adjacent world that's just been essentially stuck in World War One for
a millennium.
a very long time.
Age of World War I.
Yeah, it's my new Age of Sigmar hack, Age of World War One. But I'm just trying to write this whole thing, and then you're going on about the Age of Sigmar campaign you're writing, and it's a totally different experience of gaming where you're only trying to set up a narrative for your friends to enjoy, for your
Yeah,
friends to like.
yeah.
It's not. At the end of the day, no one's going to win your Age of Sigmar campaign. It's not going to be.
Yeah, it'll go until people
I'm
don't
gonna
want to play
fucking win
anymore.
it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
winning it. No,
I'm
gonna
gonna
lose.
win. No,
I'm
but
gonna
I
go
mean-
0-5.
Well, that's the thing too is I wanted to just make a setting so that if you don't want to fucking play your guys anymore, or you want to like re-roll an army, just jump in with a new.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Collect with a new
and it's
faction.
like what you were saying. It's like DM adjacent, where you're
Yeah.
you're still writing a narrative for your friends to enjoy, but it's not. Yeah, if they don't want to play the army anymore, now it's up to you to have the creative writing prompt to add this new army in,
Yeah.
and this is where they fit in.
Also lets people who like, I won't say their names, but people who haven't really written any background lore
Are you talking about the metagamer?
our metagaming
I mean, there's-
friend.
there's more than just one that hasn't written.
Well, I'm
Yes.
just saying,
Yeah.
like it gives
There's
those
two.
people kind of an out where they don't have to have that creative.
yeah,
side,
I
and
can,
you can fill it.
I can do it for them.
Yeah,
And-
and you can spend as much as you want to in that
Yes.
that mindset.
Now, do you think Dakota is going to paint up an army so I can play against him?
No, you'll play against plastic. He probably hasn't
He's
finished
primed,
gluing
though.
all this
They
shit
will have
together.
to be primed.
Well,
You helped him prime it, right?
I don't
Yes.
think he ever even finished building all of his shit, did he?
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
I'll help you build it,
So
Dakota.
I'm gonna hold his little ass down and Yeah, does he work weekends?
Yes.
He's
Oh,
there
I'm gonna,
today.
be, I'm gonna. Oh, I'm saying I'm gonna be at the shop tomorrow.
All right.
You going
Maybe.
to the
Does
shop
he work?
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Me and Brandon are playing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You were talking about that.
Yeah.
So we're
He's
just
got his
gonna
new
finish his army tomorrow.
Dude, but tell us more about this last war campaign.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't want to spoil it because all three of you are playing in it.
Yeah.
But
No, but I'm excited.
so the whole narrative I have is I've made a hex map. I found an old white dwarf that I think I've said this before, but I've done what you were saying with these stack of white dwarves that you have, Terry. Just grab one randomly, flip through it before bed or whatever, and
Yeah.
these ideas just kind of seep in your head.
Yeah,
I found one of they made their own, and I think Mini Wargaming actually just put out a video yesterday of a similar thing for their Age of Sigmar campaign. But I made a 10 hex system grid where there's certain bonuses in each hex. Each hex has a certain type of territory type stolen from kind of like the Age of or the Thondia book. But so we're gonna have I've got what the narrative should be, but it could be totally scrapped by if the players make decisions that fuck up the territories. So
Yes.
it's gonna be sick to watch it unfold that day because same as what Phil said with his Age of Sigmar campaign, 8 people is like the sweet spot. It's just enough
Yeah.
to be complicated, but not enough to be overwhelmed.
Yep.
It's not a Mordheim event with 44 players or anything.
Yeah.
That's why there is no narrative. for
Yeah.
me. I would love if I'm not trying to take off the subject.
No, you could. I think you could get away with it. You kind of had the idea for.
Like I kind of wrote the idea.
Yeah.
Okay, get into that, Mike.
Sorry,
Steve.
I wrote
I know
like
you're
lore,
sniffling.
like background lore, but it's just like it just existed if people wanted to use it.
Yeah, I think you could get away with, especially for like Nemo 2, Electric Boogaloo, if you put like a light narrative for the day.
Yeah, I think you don't want to go crazy. I think you should have something, but I don't think you want to go crazy.
I would.
No.
I,
Like a
wish,
two-
I wish
two-
I could use the map.
2 long sentences.
Well, it's the same thing with like
Two
setting
run-on
up
sentences.
an RPG. If you write out every railroaded encounter for the entire campaign, your players aren't playing. They're just on the ride.
Yeah.
So that was what the take I tried to have with the last war is. Yeah, these hexes all have certain things going on, but if somehow people never fight over this territory,
Yeah.
it's not going to ruin my story.
Yeah.
So I wanted these different factions to actually have their own.
It would be cool for next year to like, because like White Dwarf did it with their campaigns. I think it would be cool like you're fighting for one of the factions, like, and then because that's easy to like make note of for like just to have an overarching like the games you played affect the story.
So
in
without
that way.
without going into too much detail, I have 4 major players in the factions. Like I have 4 major world powers
with like role
factions
RP
Oh,
aspect
sick.
of
with
it.
certain things. The day of, we're gonna roll and people are gonna be randomly assigned to those factions.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
not even
very
choose,
cool.
just picking.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're going to be teamed up with Ian, and now you guys have to come up with a narrative for why your Last War freaks are with his Last War
Oh,
freaks.
I love this.
So I'm very excited to see what you guys do with it. It's gonna be sweet. And like I said, you guys could totally fuck the world up, and my narrative
all I
my narrative won't really be altered because it's going to happen naturally. You
Yeah.
guys are creating it, so
It's like a D&D game.
literally, and
about
I'm
the
taking
journey.
that approach from it.
You know what people have been asking a lot in our like little group chat that we have about Last War specifically. They were like, "Oh, should I bash them before rolling them?" And it's like that book, The Last War, and Forbidden Psalm at that. They work so much better if you roll it out beforehand. If you like assign the models that you like already kit bashed like a character, it's not going to work as well.
Like I see so many people building guys with guns. I'm just like, you did not roll those.
Yeah, that guy cannot afford that rifle.
No, that's the other thing too.
Someone just posted, I think it's Lenric's Realm.
Oh, the guy who did the Forbidden Psalm YouTube video?
Yes,
That's a great YouTube
He did
video,
a
too.
great introduction to Forbidden Psalm
Yeah.
of being like, I'm rolling all the stats. Okay,
Yep.
this guy has a weird misshapen face, so I'm going to use this Skaven head from my bits box. Like,
Yes.
that is the best way to do it because now you're so attached to these characters that when that weird Skaven head guy dies on the battlefield, you're gonna
Yep.
it's gonna be more of an experience like a D&D game rather than just like, in 40K. Oh yeah, Space Marine number 42 died.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Oh, 43 died. Okay, whatever.
When I watched that video, I was like, "Oh, sick! He's going to teach us kind of how to do the Forbidden Psalm system. Sweet." And then when he was like, "And then I'm going to start kit bashing him," and I was like, "Oh, the video's not probably about kit bashing, so it might not be that good." And then when it was like fucking amazing kit bashing, I was like, "Dude, this is so good!
Yeah,
Like, wow, he's amazing." And then I was
think
like,
that
"Well,
channel's only existed for like 3 months, by the way.
it's." And then he was like, "Oh, I don't think I was like, I don't think he's going to paint it though." He's like, the kit bashing's awesome and it's really cool that he did it, but there's no way he's going to paint it. And then when he paints it at the end and they look
And they
so
look sick,
good,
yeah.
I'm like, this guy is amazing. And the video is like so high quality. What is that guy's name?
Lenric's Realm.
Yeah, it's something like that. We'll link it in the description because I really do. It was a really great video. Oh, my cat's here now. Steve left the door open, and now Kitty's here. He loves chewing on the wires. Not our friends, the wires. Although maybe. Maybe. My cat is very particular. He loves all of the boys here right now, but he's very particular about boys in general. So I wonder how he would feel about the wires. He likes to chew the wires in my house.
It is Lenric's Realm.
Lenric's Realm. We're talking about Lenric's Realm.
Lenric's Realm.
And he is
Yes.
awesome. But yeah, so everybody should get the book. They should roll up some dudes. They should kit bash, and they should paint because it's a lot of fun. And you can just buy the Wargaming Atlantic, the Great War series. And you got some great stuff.
And you're good to go.
Although one of my guys is just completely, I think it's like Saga dudes. The guy who's a priest.
Well, I mean, that's also the beauty of like an alternate reality World War One.
Yes.
It
You can
flat
just
out
have-
says that you can do that.
Yeah, you could just have a guy with an axe.
Yeah.
And it's okay. That works.
Yep.
And
Axes are expensive.
And they're really good.
yeah, but I mean, like, there you go. That guy totally fits in with the guy who's next to him with a fucking musket and trench coat and gas mask.
Now I need to ask, how many I can't remember the currency, what it's called. but
Resources.
Do you get a good amount after playing a game? Or
Yes.
is it-
When I stole all of the resources in that
if
last
you're
game,
Terry and you cheat.
I was
yeah.
really good. My guys are so
Cheater.
speedy, so they're
Terry could
grabbing
have
stuff
bought
and
his
running.
entire warband again.
Yes,
with
dude.
how much
I
he
did
got from
great
that
that
last
first
game.
Mad
game.
guns.
Yeah.
And now Phil knows my secret of using my medic to res my guys, and he's just going to immediately
Going to totally
machine gun my guy down.
So I also took a page from your book from Nemo where not like objective cards individually, but because you didn't have them individually for people, that you kind of just gave cards out to everyone.
I gave the pack of cards to each table.
Right. So I mean, there's 40 people. There's going to be overlap in some of those
Yeah.
objectives. I made it so all 8 people are going to have different. You have a faction objective, but
Okay.
each player is going to have like, okay, Steve, you have to do this at some point today. Like that is your
Oh,
your warband's
sick.
quest
That's
to get
cool.
this
That's
done.
cool.
And Phil, you're going to have to do this totally separate thing. That way,
No, I don't.
if if
Nobody's forcing Phil.
you look at Terry and you're like, why has his medic in the last 2 games not moved from the corner? You maybe realize that like he's got a special objective to do this one thing, or like,
yes.
or
I-
maybe
I
he's
would love
fearful that someone has an objective to only kill the medic.
Yeah.
And I was just that petty about it when we first played and tested the game that I would make a whole scenario about ruining Terry's day.
Well, it's funny because those cards really do a good like with Nemo. Those cards definitely, like you'd see someone leaving their leader in the way back.
Yeah.
and you'd
Yeah.
be like, what the? Okay,
Yep.
that I
what's
gotta kill
happening?
him.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
And
just-
then it changes the game, and that's the whole goal of it.
Yeah.
It's just to give you more options.
That's
My-
a cool idea though. Like every person who comes in, you hand them a quest card, and it's like this is you have to do this by the end of the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I
that's
really
sick.
wanted. I mean, I love social deduction games. Turkey game.
Turkey game
Rocks, Werewolf
Yeah.
Rocks, Town of Salem, all those type of games. The Thing.
Yeah.
We could just keep
Oh, The
listing them
Thing.
all. I wanted to. My main goal was to merge that with our campaign. So
merging.
I'm just excited to see what happens. Once we figure out a date, I'm sure we'll have an episode to talk about it. But
Yes.
yeah,
My objective is to prove the existence of Bigfoot.
that's it. Secret objective.
That's a good one.
I gotta write that down. I gotta write
Yeah.
that
What are you
right.
looking at me for?
You're our expert. You will do it, Phil.
You think so?
Single-handedly.
Okay. I
New
appreciate
England Bigfoot. What's the New England Bigfoot called? Just Bigfoot?
All right, don't.
Come on, don't patronize him.
Well, you know what I mean? I'm just asking him a question.
All right,
There's got to be New England big feet,
Here,
right?
I'll give you a little
Phil fact.
not a feel. Well, I'll give you a little tidbit.
Yeah.
So
It's tidbit hour, baby.
going back to not just colonial times and westward expansion, but obviously indigenous folklore too. There's stories of hairy wild men from all 50 states. And in the 19th century, in Winstead, Connecticut, there were sightings of the Winstead wild man.
Oh, shit.
You can still see those people today, though. In Winstead.
Oh, yeah.
They exist at the Walmart.
Yeah, and that RR Hobby.
I don't know if Winstead even has a Walmart.
No,
Winstead does not. It's not even a nice enough town to have a Walmart.
That's pretty bad.
Winstead rocks, though. Respect. RR Hobby's there.
Our Hobbies is the only thing worth going to Winstead for.
I don't know. They got some weird stuff there.
Mediocre sushi place, too, at the bottom of the hill.
Oh,
Yeah,
bottom
We're
of
getting
the
real
hill.
Hive Scum right now, talking about random
Yeah.
New England fucking spots.
Nothing I like better than bottom of the hill sushi. My favorite restaurant, bottom of the hill sushi, in Winstead, Connecticut.
Winstead, Connecticut.
Just delicious seafood. We got bass flavor. We serve freshwater
Plucked
sushi.
it out of the river ourselves.
I'm sorry.
got
I need
river.
to go back on something I said.
Okay.
I just said all 50 states. That's not fucking true. Hawaii, no. All right, we're talking about
Wait a second. So there's no
There's gotta
Hawaiian
be
Bigfoot?
something.
no. All right, listen. Don't
Hawaii. Sorry.
Hawaii. No.
I
All right. So
mispronounced.
every province of Canada and 49 states. That's what I meant. to
Really,
say.
there's no Hawaiian Bigfoot.
Hawaii is an archipelago in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, but fucking hey, man, there can't be a.
A
He-
wild man?
Yeah, you didn't sneak
Doesn't-
over there on a boat or swim.
Doesn't Scientology believe that alien lives in the volcano in Hawaii?
I don't know if it's that
Xenu?
volcano
Yeah.
specifically.
Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Xenu.
I thought it was.
Dude, now we're gonna get freaking canceled by Scientologists are gonna
Tom
shut us
Cruise.
fucking down.
So originally I wanted to have like a podcast. This is like 10 fucking years ago about exposing Scientology, and I watched so many documentaries
Dude,
where
a
it was
lot of
like
YouTube
you're gonna end up dead,
videos.
and I was like, yeah, I don't want that. I'm all right.
A lot of YouTube
When
videos
I-
where it just has like the Donnie Darko music over some stock image clips.
This person did not donate $10,000 this month, and then the next month they wound up dead.
Oh man, I don't know if they have very much pull around here.
No.
When I lived in New Haven, I lived right by the Connecticut Scientology Center, and it looked mostly abandoned. There was never fucking anyone.
We gotta sign up.
inside, outside.
We gotta
have
sign
to
up.
sign up.
Yeah, we got to tear him down from the inside. Tom Cruise, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, Tom Cruise
All right,
and all those other peeps.
all right, you fucking religious bigots. All right, we got anything else to say about Last War?
No, it rocks.
No.
I
Hey,
had a
buy
thought,
it.
and now I can't remember it because you guys talked about Bigfoot for
Oh,
10 minutes.
That's true.
And then Steve fell into a hole thinking about the
silence.
lung volume and how it can be used to extrapolate the size of an animal.
No,
All right. Anyways, so you guys want to talk about some contests?
Oh yeah, no, honestly, and I was gonna go. There was some reason that I was gonna go on to Olden Demon from what you said, and I'd love to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
But Steve, you were the one that turned me on to Olden Demon. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have known about it.
I thought it was
without
a joke when I first saw it.
That's exactly what I thought, but
I was like,
it was
someone
real.
just edited the flyer and forgot the G. Haha. Nope.
Who's
it's real.
putting it
What
on?
G?
Is it
Oh,
put on by
Golden
just
D-
like
oh my
a person or
Dude, I'm
Two
an
for two,
idiot.
Terry.
organization,
Let me
a company?
pull his Instagram up.
Dude, I'm on
I saw it
My
obviously on the Discord in Rust.
fuzzed out.
I think
Fuzzed
maybe
out,
Mr. Chris Acrylic
Chilvers.
posted it.
Chilvers Industries. Chilvers_Industries.
Dude, he's
on
really funny.
Instagram. David Chilvers is his name. He
That's
is the
such a
running
fucking
Olden
English name.
The rule about being a
Chilvers.
lizard man and
David Chilvers.
like being a reptilian and potentially giving other lizard people a leg up in the competition was very funny as part of the rules. In the rules, there's just one rule that's just like, I'm judging these all equally, but if you are a
yes.
reptilian, like I could potentially give you some, I forget
Yes.
exactly what the rule is.
I'll
but
read it.
It made me laugh.
Let's
A good rule.
Oh, I will try and minimize my own bias. However, for disclosure's sake, I am 9 foot tall, blood drinking cyber lizard. Therefore, other robo-reptilians might receive higher marks.
Okay.
You like
Good
that?
dude.
Do you think
I
that's
like
real?
that. That got a giggle out of me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I wondered for a
So
second.
what-
I was like, maybe he has to.
I'm
disclose
assuming
this.
he's
Legally.
so you know what he's saying, right?
No.
He's saying
Yeah,
he
we-
wants to see Zotes. Cyber lizard,
Nice. Let's get
old
some
hammer,
Zotes.
old hammer, cyber lizard. Come on,
You think you could? Oh, okay. That'd be
Chris
kind of
Kohler
a funny
has
thing.
like 20 of them, so
his are not his are
No,
called
his
not
legit
Zotes.
ones.
No, but I know.
I know.
Oh,
He
the
he
actual.
owns
That's right. Yeah,
actual-
yeah. He does have a collection. Yeah,
Notes.
number one Zote fan.
Number one Zote fan. Notes. I like notes. I like Zotes.
The other day, this may get cut. The other day, we were talking about Gigi Allen and
Yep.
Merle Allen, and Evan was like, "Who's Gigi Allen?" And everyone was like, "Oh, Evan!" And then
You fucking idiot.
yeah, and then started
no.
talking about it, and then Evan was like, "Okay, I don't really know if I wanted to know all that."
I know.
And then we were talking about Zotes somehow, and then Chris Acrylic was like, "What's a Zote?" And everyone's like, "Oh, Chris!" It was like only in the Discord could those two conversations carry the same weight.
Yeah,
You don't know who Gigi Allen is? You don't know what a Zote is?
Oh, here we go.
yeah. 1980s esoterica. That's what it's all about.
So Olden Demon, old school models, painted up the old ways.
I don't know if
using the
that's
old
required,
ways.
Using
but
a
you do
stick.
need a
A
green base.
stick and a green base. I'd
So
say
how-
that that's the old ways.
Who all is participating?
I'm gonna
I
do it.
am.
Yeah.
Do you know what you're going to paint?
I am gonna paint a, a little Terminator. I have a Space Marine Terminator and a little Space Marine Captain guy or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna paint them up as Blood Angels. I just hit a button on this mixer and it made me sound a million times better. It went from sounding like this to sounding like this. And I sound way sexier.
I don't hear a difference.
I think it just sounds like bass.
I'm gonna do it to you too.
Hey, I'm talking. Here's a button. Here's a button. Here's a button to
Yeah.
undo the button
Oh,
while I'm
undo the button?
talking. It's yeah.
You're not that sexy. And then wait a
I'm
second.
not sexy. I'm sexy. Oh my
right?
god!
You sound way sexier. Steve, you
kinda
got to do it
sexy.
too.
Hello?
This is Steve.
Hello?
This is
Hello?
normal Steve. This is what he sounds
I'm
like.
sexy.
This-
sexy,
you better cut this.
sexy.
This is when he gets into sexy. I'm leaving this in because do you want to sound sexy and not sexy? All right, talk.
Hello.
So this
hello,
is
hello.
Phil, and then wait, keep
Okay.
talking.
Okay. What's up? Hello. What's up?
Sexy.
I don't. Doesn't sound very much different.
Listeners out there, tell us if you can
It's like
hear.
the-
Tell us how
difference.
sexy
The
we
bass is like increased by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also sounds like,
Like
it goes
half
to
a percent.
surround of the
Which I don't know if
monitors.
that's good for podcasting or not, but
got. Whatever.
this is behind the scenes with Hive Scum. This is behind the scenes corner.
This podcast sucks.
This podcast is
It
trash.
sucks.
But anyways, speaking of Olden Hammer,
Yeah, I'm going to paint either that orc that I found at the Bits Bazaar,
Yes.
or I'm going to paint this Space Marines Chaplain and Terminator armor.
oh dude, that one sounds really cool though.
Green base 'em.
Yeah.
It's any metal model. I didn't read the rules.
I believe it's just
Now-
any old metal model.
But I think honestly on the rules, and a part of me wanted to paint Miscast's little metal model that he gave me because I think on the rules it just says it has to be a metal model. I don't know if it's
It
specific.
doesn't have to be a
will-
Citadel.
I don't know if it specifically mentions it, and I was like, "Ooh, maybe I'll just do maybe I'll be kind of cheeky." But then I'm like, "Why am I going to do that? Just for like the walls?"
Nice appeal to the UK
Here-
listeners.
okay.
Cheeky.
I've been
For
saying
every-
cheeky a lot.
For
lately.
everyone caring to enter the Olden Demon 2023, here are the general rules. Your entry must be a metal Games Workshop miniature or relevant thematic plastic miniature.
Wait, what? You can do plastic?
It says, ask me if you're unsure if it fits.
"Wow."
So you could do plastic, but it has to be relevant to the Olden Demon.
maybe I'll just do the Kev Adams goblins. then.
message to David Chilwers.
The second rule is your
gonna
entry
beat your
must.
ass.
Yeah, I
your
can't wait till
entry.
you guys are going to England, or no, just you guys. You guys are going to get
He's
beat
gonna
up
beat
by
our
David.
ass by proxy.
Don't
for
fucking
Phil.
ask me if I'm going to England.
Don't we'll go together,
Fucking ask
dude. You
me.
and me. We'll go chase down UK Bigfoot.
The,
Now wait, is there? Sorry,
there's 8 rules.
after these rules, I have to ask if there's UK Bigfoot.
There
in this.
is obviously.
I don't think we need.
Well, there's
all
no
of
Hawaiian Bigfoot.
Yeah, but that's just an island in the middle of the ocean.
So is fucking the UK, dude. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but that
Guys,
once
don't do
belonged
this
to
to me,
another.
please.
So you're telling me Bigfoot could get to the UK, but it can't get to
The
Hawaii?
UK used to be attached to the rest of.
Yeah, you never heard of Doggerland?
Doggerland?
What?
Are you fucking around?
What is
dog-
Doggerland?
All right. Okay. Listen. No. This is this won't take long. Okay. So
Yes, it will.
during
Pangea.
that's just something different. Listen. Okay. So during the Ice Age, when the sea levels were lower, the British Isles, England, Ireland, were attached to mainland Europe, and that section of land, which is now underwater, is referred to as Doggerland. Okay. We
Why
know
they
that
call it
people
that?
live
Yeah,
there.
why? Hold on.
I
why?
have no fucking idea.
Dog, like D-O-G?
Doggerland. Doggerland.
Doggerland.
Listen, I can't tell you the name. I look it up. I'm sure it's an easy answer, but they know that it was a place that was occupied by people because ships have dredged up archaeological
shit.
relics from there.
Really?
Yeah.
Like there was civilization, there was people living on there, little villages and shit?
Yeah. When you say civilization, these are
Well, yeah, I know,
like Stone
I know,
Age,
I know.
maybe like Copper Age people.
Cool, dude.
Yeah.
That fucking rocks. So now there's definitely Bigfoot on the UK island.
I
Because
don't
if
know.
I'm trying
Doggerland
to tell
exists,
you.
yeah, right. Doggerland exists. There must be Bigfoot.
Don't do this.
He's patronizing you. So
Why
bad
no,
right
dude?
now.
Straight up, like,
So not
where's the origin of Bigfoot? Do you think?
all right. So apes.
They just
Apes,
existed,
no.
bro.
So, apes evolved in Africa. So
Yeah.
think about apes radiating out from Africa around the world the same way that humans have. Just think
Yeah.
about it that way.
So they got to be in the UK.
Well,
How'd they get to America?
Yeah, dude. How'd they
All right,
get
let
to
me-
America? They go across the Bering Strait,
all right. Yes, the Bering Strait.
straight up.
Yes.
Ape men.
So much. All right. Here's one thing that I will let me explain to you about the Bering Strait. So, camelids, which is the category of animals, includes camels, llamas, alpacas, all that shit.
Yeah.
Evolved in South America.
Okay.
Think of the ancestors
Oh,
migrating
shit.
up through North America
No fucking
across the
way.
land bridge. So the
What?
the camels that live in Africa. And
What?
Yeah.
Wait a second. So you're telling me camels in?
This is a Joe Rogan
This is
podcast.
blowing
right
my
now.
fucking mind.
Jamie, pull that up. Pull up these camelids.
Wait, so you're telling me though that camels are originally from South America and
So that
made it to?
the ancestors of what are modern
Okay,
camels
okay. Dude, this is fucked up.
evolved in South America. And over time,
They just, like, sort
that
of
family
got there.
migrated over thousands, millions of years across the land bridge.
Dude, that's like
Beringia.
How fucking? I mean, that's just insane, dude. It blows my
Think about
mind.
walking across the Bering Strait.
Right?
Like,
But
how
again,
long-
camel
hold
had
on.
to go across
real
there?
quick. We're super off topic, but when we're talking about migration, we're not talking about one camel taking its entire camel ancestor or Bigfoot ancestor just going on this long journey. Think of like one generation moves, maybe 100 miles north and starts to live a life. Maybe that something happens to that environment, it can't, survive. Next generation maybe migrates a little bit in this one direction. And then just over years and years, maybe as it's migrating, it evolves into a new species. That's how, different animal families proliferate across the world. It's not one animal is not just like throwing a bindle over its shoulder and like we're going across the land bridge.
Think about how your family moves to like another state.
Yeah,
It just takes
They
time.
pack it
Yeah,
all up
so
into a
my-
napkin, puts it on a stick, and we all jump freight and we head across.
Yeah.
Yeah, little hobo hours, little
And
hobo
same
Bigfoot.
with human migration. Humans slowly proliferated from Africa.
Steve,
That's the way that all
Steve.
animals. All right. One quick Phil fact, and then we're fucking done with this.
No,
topic.
we're not, because like you've blown my mind. And there was actually
So-
another animal kingdom
There are-
question I wanted to ask you, but I'll
This is definitely a Phil fact because I'm like 90% sure it's true. There are more species of bats than any other mammal. Because think about bats can fly, so they move around and evolve separately super quickly.
shit.
So bats spread around the world, and new populations will occupy a new area, and then evolve to fit that ecological niche. And that's because of it, there's more separate species of bats than anyone.
Fucking A, man. I thought there was only like two.
I've heard that
species of
before,
bats.
and I also heard that because of that, there are so many transmittable diseases that are carried by
Yeah,
bats
dude.
Yeah,
solely
oh, yeah.
because
The
there's so
fungus
many
or
different
whatever.
species
Yes,
that they
yes.
cannot.
COVID.
All right.
All
dude,
right,
here we
yeah,
are.
the pandemic
Oh,
You hear
Steve.
that?
my
No,
God,
the new
Jesus
the
Christ.
new theory is that not only is it not from bats, it's not from pangolins, it's from the goddamn tanuki,
Yes,
Fuck
I've
is
heard
a
that.
Tanuki?
Yeah, come
little
on.
raccoon dog.
Dude, you didn't ever play
that
Animal
sounds
Crossing?
So cute. Oh, is that what Tom Nook is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
my God,
shit.
Tom Nook.
Tom Nook created
rock-
COVID.
That makes sense. He's a fucking asshole.
Doesn't he sell you your like acorns or some bullshit?
He sells you your property. Well, so he gives you property, and then he slides you a little bill and
No.
says, "You owe me 2 million bells, motherfucker."
No.
And when you get that bill,
Nook.
it's like,
And he's like, "Oh, that's so sick. Thanks so much for paying that off. By the way, if you want an addition to your house, it's going to be 1 million bells, motherfucker."
Wow. So Tom Nook,
He's a bad
very
guy.
interesting
Tom
character.
Nook is a crook.
He is a
Tom Nook
capitalist.
is a crook.
Wow, we should get like a little "Kill Your Landlord" T-shirt that just has Tom Nook
The old
on it.
seventh.
That probably
seventh
already
dagger.
exists.
Uh,
Probably exists.
kill your local drug dealer.
Yeah.
kill your local landlord.
Landlord.
Just
It's just
Tom
Tom
Nook.
Nook.
I wonder if that shirt exists. We should definitely make it if it
The
doesn't.
kill your local landlord
Yeah.
with Tom Nook. Yeah, I don't think that exists.
No, not with Tom Nook. Just with like
But Tom
the
Nook is very
Mac
funny.
10, the kill your local
Yeah,
landlord.
Yeah, but then with Tom Nook,
Yeah. Dead Tom Nook on the
Dude,
back.
hey, if you'll buy that, go ahead and
Let us know.
Go to
yeah,
the In Rest
let
We
us
Trust
know.
Discord.
There was another question I went. Oh, so right now we're a very professional podcast.
Yes.
we have.
We have to cut all of this.
No, this is dude. This is the
Bonus
thing.
content.
The best stuff is always the stuff that we're like, we have to cut that because this is hilarious. But we all have very professional microphones that
Yes.
cost probably $15 each.
Yes.
we all have very professional headsets
Monitors,
now.
monitors.
Sorry, I mean monitors. Except for Phil. If anybody has an extra pair of studio monitors kicking around their house
Please.
that they would like to send
I'll
us,
trade you bits.
Phil right now has a very sad looking pair of headphones that he's wearing. They look fine on you.
Yeah,
except for one-
these are really fun.
Dude, they're really beat up. If anybody has an extra pair of studio monitors that they're just not using, it would be amazing to send that over. And but Phil, I think that next year for Adepticon, you should have a little sticker that has a little Bigfoot with a little hobo.
Little bindle.
Yeah, it has like a little jumping freight or something. Go ready to migrate.
I went to Adepticon and I found Bigfoot.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Okay.
I do want to. No, never mind.
Back on track. Sorry, guys.
I was just gonna say.
Where were we? Old and Hammer rules. See, let's take it way back and hear what these rules are.
So the Olden Hammer rule, or the Olden Demon. I don't even want to talk about this anymore.
Yeah.
Olden
You got-
Demon
they
rules.
get it.
If you want to play, if you want to enter, that the deadline is May 31st, 2023. The rules are: your entry must be a Metal Games Workshop miniature or relevant thematic plastic miniature of the age. Ask if you're unsure of the model.
Yep.
Your entry must be painted entirely by you. So
No shipping it out.
no bullshit.
No fiber deals.
Dude, I was going to send my Slime Marbo to Mavericks Paint to paint it up for me.
I will.
Yeah.
Stop.
Here's never something. I'll paint your models, and I won't tell.
Phil
will.
is an Olden Demon head as
Yeah,
far
he
as painting. No cheating though.
Yeah. stop
Number
cheating,
3,
Phil.
conversions, i.e., back banners, head swaps, etc., are allowed,
A-OK by
but don't get too fucking crazy.
Daddy Oldenhammer.
Does it say
Olden
that?
Demon.
Don't get you.
No,
crazy?
I just said that. 4, alterations to conceal issues with original sculpts are allowed. I don't know what he's really referencing.
Yeah.
Well, so many old pewter models are so
Guns that are,
fucked
like,
up,
glued to the
beat,
side.
dude, beat to shit. Probably like missing pieces.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair. 5, your entry must have a green base, ideally in the old
Straight up.
pre-2000s heavy metal style, which,
Goblin
if
green.
you don't fucking do it, fuck you.
Yeah, come on. Coward.
We'll kill you.
I will kill you.
Hive
Hive
Scum
Scum
will
will kill you. Number 6, the competition runs until 31st of May. 7, be aware that your entries will be reposted on Instagram or YouTube with your full credits. So don't
Yeah.
get all salty if he does something with your
Yeah,
photos.
if he steals your imagery.
Number 8, rules are subject to change in case I've left in a loophole or need to address a common issue.
Dude, he rocks.
This guy's cool.
Speaking of competitions, we should talk Smash Bash because that's the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah.
Which one of you wants to start? Because me and Phil did not participate.
Yeah, but you guys were there in
mean,
spirit.
Well,
Definitely in spirit.
it funny. It hurts my heart too because brackish birth is so relevant to my interests.
It really is.
But
Turtle Man Phil.
well, all sorts of nasty little underwater gribblies. That's my shit.
You could still be inspired by it.
Yeah, but and it's not even that I'm bashful about
Bashing?
competing.
Oh.
Well, no, bashing. Competition isn't necessarily worth me, but I am very anxious about kit bashing.
Oh, so you're bashful about bashing.
Okay, I suppose, yeah. Because I will look at a pile when you guys throw out a bits pile and start bashing. It's overload for me. I can't see a single I'm just like take this piece and this piece and then this piece. Like I can't operate. So any kit bash that I've done is just like, oh, these are just like
Weapon swap.
Literally it's just like these are this is a Space Marine
Yes.
made from
is
3
a lot.
different Space Marine
100%.
kits.
That is still doing it.
Would you feel like how Matt runs his class? He gives you a tiny envelope.
Yep.
Yeah.
With a guy.
I have one of those envelopes.
The Evan.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes, I do.
they're in my
Have
my
you
bits
looked
bin.
at it? Have you tried doing it? Because it comes with a guy and then comes with a bunch of random bullshit to make that guy into
Yeah.
something else. Like, have you ever tried it that way?
No.
I don't know if Evan was the
Yeah,
originator of it.
perhaps I could benefit from the class.
Well,
You
I
should.
think
Just
you should
straight
do
up.
that. That's
No,
what
it
he
is-
does. You
it
take a
is-
Chessex box, you fill it with shit, and that is only what you can work with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's the same thing where when you go to a restaurant, there's the menu is too fucking
Yeah.
long. You know what I mean?
Cheesecake
Yeah,
Factory.
fuck you, Maggie McFlies.
What is that?
I don't know if I've
Yeah,
ever
come
been
on.
there.
Give-
They have
give
like
her a break.
they have the largest.
Dude, you're a
menu.
fucking vegan. You can't order anything anywhere
Yeah.
anyway.
I can't
What do you
get
eat any
French
of that
fries,
shit. Yeah, and
dude.
that's why I say fuck them.
You don't even like
Yeah.
vegetables.
Yeah.
I love vegetables.
No, you don't.
That is not true.
What's your
You
favorite
eat like
vegetable
French
then?
fries
Name
and
3
rice.
vegetables right now. Fuck, I don't know any.
What
Yeah,
was,
name
I'm
your
trying to
favorite
remember
vegetable album.
that time they-
VeggieTales album.
Hairbrush.
I'm trying to think.
Where's my
what were you
hairbrush?
eating?
Oh, where is my hairbrush? That's my
Nice,
favorite
dude.
VeggieTales song.
Dude, VeggieTales is real it's like Christian stuff, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's
like
super.
God,
Yeah, super in your face, God.
but they're vegetables.
Vegetables.
That's kind of cool. A respect for that idea.
What were you gonna dox me
Oh,
on,
yeah,
Phil?
sorry.
No, I was just saying that time that we went to Mamoon's. I remember you were eating
Oh, that was
French
fucked
fries,
up.
rice, and what else?
I think that was it.
No, it was like French fries, rice, and maybe like pita bread.
And soup.
Yeah.
You always get soup, at
Soup,
Mamoon's.
yeah.
Love soup.
Yeah.
Soup rocks
Really?
straight up.
I'm trying to think of what fucking soup is there.
They got lentil soup. It's pretty
Oh, I've
fucking
never had
rad.
it.
Yeah.
I do like their Fool Madamas. Fool Madamas definitely not for everyone. I fucking love it.
Thanks
Speaking
for-
of
It's just
which-
like beans and raw onions floating in olive oil.
Thank you to Mamoons for sponsoring this episode of Hive Scum. If you would like
Thank
to be
you.
a sponsor on Hive Scum, send us an email to hivescum@gmail.com.
Wow, that almost sounded real. Speaking of which, remember I shit talked Curry like I don't know the first fucking episode ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking idiot.
How the tables have turned.
No, so
Oh.
Curry still sucks. But Matt, totally not Matt, sent a Japanese curry that I think you also recommended.
Yep.
Someone did. That we found at Whole Foods the other day, and I had it, and it was fucking delicious.
Yeah?
So you don't hate curry.
So you don't hate it.
You like a
it's a
specific type of curry.
Backpedaler.
No.
But back.
I still don't understand the
Curry-
difference between stew and curry and soup.
All right,
but
so curry,
Taking away
the
back.
curry just means a spice mix. Curry isn't a type of spice. A curry
See?
is a spice mix.
I need Phil in every day
And
of
so
my
when
life.
someone's referring to like a stew as a curry, that's just like, think of it like the semantics where you're just like,
I'm gonna go Xerox something.
what's a
Dude, who was
well, no,
talking
no, no.
about that?
I'm saying more
Band-Aid.
like a
Yeah, you were.
a cookie and a biscuit.
Oh, dude,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like
Sprue talk.
Yes, brew
Oh,
time.
we get in.
This is the
Fuck
gate. This is
you.
the
This
whoever.
is the weasel. This is
It's
the,
all fucking
the,
sprue.
This is the Quidditch.
Yeah.
This is the
yeah. This is the pipe. What did it all mean? Then it's sort of sprue to me.
yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway, smash bash.
yeah. Sorry, you were talking bashing. So you're bashful about bashing, but you would be into bashing. You would be a more
I would be
brave
I would
basher.
be into basher. That, and I am very bad at operating on a timetable. And I know you're given a lot of time.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. I have whatever the dude, there's this fucking I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like
PSTA,
yes, something like that.
PTSD.
No, dude, it's definitely some real like neuroatypical thing. It's like pathological demand avoidance, where like if I need to do something, I will not, like by default I won't do it.
Yeah.
I'll do all sorts of things, but the things that are most important, like the things that are most required of me, I'm just like I will.
Do that later.
It's not even procrastinating. It's just like it's an aversion to
Yeah.
doing what I need to do.
Anyways, getting back to it. So me and Gage have been smash bashing, and we finished it. We both
We did.
finished it.
You entered last year?
I did enter last year. Steve entered last year too.
Yes. I did not.
You did not. You
No.
didn't enter last year.
I did not. I was
Were you
too-
bashful?
I was bashful about bashing. No, I don't remember why. Oh my god, Phil's wafting a fart at us.
Phil is wafting. So this year, though, I mean, your bash was more. Mine was still using mostly like pieces of real things.
So you entered two things, right?
I did. Yes.
Did you enter two different categories?
I did. Yeah, I entered the little category, which I forget. The names are kind of complicated
yeah.
for my little tiny pea brain.
Yeah.
But they were alliteration, so it was two B's, I think, in the first one. Brochial bastation or something like that.
And that's just like a small model.
That was the small, like, whatever. I think he called it rank and flake size, infantry size model.
What'd you do for that?
So for that, I took a Knucklebones,
The homie.
the Knucklebones shout out, Knucklebones ghoul, and I slapped a Tyranid like egg sac or something, some sort of weird Tyranid
The
bit onto
birthing
back.
pod on the.
Yeah, and so that was on the back. I filled all the green stuff, poked a bunch of little like dotaroos inside of all the little holes and stuff, and just kind of filled it up. And then I put a bunch of beads behind it.
It's like a perfect squatting position.
Yeah.
Where he's like almost looking like he's taking a dump, but
Yep.
like the original model, his intestines are just out.
Yeah.
He's like kind of dragging them on the floor.
Yeah,
And
and the
y-
intestines are still in there, but I just kind of painted them darker,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
can't really see them. And then I just I was messing around with OSL. I kind of did it backwards. OSL, like the videos I saw afterwards, it's mostly people being like, "Oh, okay, paint it white and then glaze light blue over it." I painted them blue and then I glazed white into like the middle, and I got like sort of the same effect. And then I messed around with using resin for both my
Did
Smash
you?
Bashers.
I don't know anything about
and Uzi
OSL
blues.
at all.
Yeah.
Other like real fancy terms, but I know you're never supposed to make the reflective light less. You're never supposed to make the reflective light brighter than the light source.
Yeah. And it's like it's supposed to be. I actually watched a cool Sam Lenz video about it where he broke down really well. Like it is supposed to be very. It goes kind of quick. Like it's like the brightest light, and then it's like as it. I don't know, dude. It gets like kind of deep,
real art guy.
but it goes like it disperses really quickly. So you don't want like even. You don't want too much light, even if it's less light than your original light source. Like
Right.
you don't want too much light kind of glowing away from it, unless your shit is super white.
Right.
Because then that would make sense.
Right.
So I don't know. It's like a little bit of playing with that. I don't think I like really got it 100%, but it was enough for me
It
to be
looks
like
great in the picture,
yes.
especially because you just said the Uhu glue.
Yeah.
I've never used that stuff before, but it looked super fun with how you were drawing it back and forth.
Yeah, and I don't know if it'll hold up or anything. I'm like hoping it kind of gets stiff enough that it doesn't just immediately break. But I got good pictures, and that was like kind of what I wanted. I used a salsa lid as the base.
Yes. Well, that was for the second one, right?
Yeah, that was for. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that was for the second one. The first one is just on like a 40 millimeter base
Yep.
because I think he was like, I think 40 millimeter base, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then I grabbed a 40
So your
millimeter
second
base.
one was it like a Goodwill statue?
So I was donated boxes of garbage from another teacher. I teach, and there was a teacher who sent out an email to all the art teachers being like, does anybody want boxes of random stuff? And I was like, I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and she sent
please.
me like 4 copy boxes full of literal random shit. So this was like a porcelain doll.
Is this teacher a freak, or was
No,
she just cleaning up like
I think she was
a state sale or something?
I don't know. I don't know where she got all this stuff. She definitely wasn't an art teacher. I don't know if she did any sort of like weird sculptural projects with her kids, but there was a lot of random stuff. And on the boxes, it was amazing garbage is what she wrote on there. And so I don't know if she just like had to collect random garbage, but she had boxes
Found
full
art
of it.
type person.
So I pretty much, the second one, the bigger one, which I forget the name, it was like medial
Menagerie or
Menagerie,
something?
I think that was
Melange?
it.
I don't know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you're right. So that was 80 millimeter base, which I used a salsa lid for. I built the base itself just out of like I think rocks and stuff, and then the woman on it is like a porcelain doll sculpt bust sort of thing. The bones on the head are from like a dragon. They're from like a dragon kit or something like from school because they also came in this weird, amazing junk. It's like I don't know, like a science kit. Maybe it's not dragon. It must be like a shark or something.
Yeah, like some anatomy type
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And then the egg is just a bead. And so a lot of beads in both of mine. And did kind of the same thing because I was just trying to get better at OSL. So I painted it white and then went over with blue glaze, covered it with like blue tinted resin, and then messed around with the Uhu glue.
I think the best part about yours is that they're both playable.
Yeah.
Like the smaller model you can use in a game.
Yeah.
And the other one
That
can
one
either
totally.
be used as a terrain piece or like a
It could definitely be a monster.
a
Totally.
monster or like an Age of Sigmar. It's still called a terrain piece actually, but like you're like a faction piece or like
like an endless spell or something.
yeah, exactly.
You use it as your fucking Kingswood monster.
There you go.
I could just like a mother of trees, and she just like comes down and
Kills everyone. Real Evil Dead
Spits
style.
on 'em.
looks at you and turns you into stone, real Medusa style.
Phil is flipping his tongue onto the microphone.
Yeah, so those were my two, and I'm pretty happy with the way they came out. I'm pretty happy that they are finished, which is like
Yes.
it took a long time and it was a lot of painting, and I generally paint pretty quick, so this was like kind of a long process that I was having to
The
get to
finishing
the
it part was the hardest for me.
end. Yeah, I hear ya. So you, though yours was a bit more complicated. Your materials that you were using were a bit more
So
complicated.
I spilled the beans to Evan the other night, but I pretty much only wanted to use either theories or materials I've learned from friends. So
that's cool.
the expanding foam is based off of your guys.
My little blood bags
Yep,
from AOS.
because they looked way too cool, and I wanted to try using that material. That material rocked.
It's really good.
And for the painting process, I wanted to use kind of how Evan paints. It's a very different style than anything I'm used to, and I wanted to push myself in that direction. So just gouache and oil, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you did great with that.
So I made a birthing pod, like a Necromunda. I envisioned it as like this birthing pod tube that kind of just like spits out, deposits people. But I used a expanding foam for the body of it, and then I used a Amazon fleshlight, a sex toy off of Amazon, and it is the worst material you could probably ever work with. It was a miserable experience from start to finish on that part. If the expanding foam wasn't so fun, I probably would have just given up and thrown it in the trash. But
The expanding foam looks really good.
and then I just used random wires and grainy grating for like the edge of the thing. Really expensive GW terrain pipes.
Yeah.
I ended
Oh,
up
those
paying.
are like official GW terrain
it's like
bikes?
Kill Team terrain pipes. that
Hey,
I
I mean, it looks great.
yeah, I was like, when am I going to use these? Who cares? It hurt for a second, kind of splitting it, and then I went, whatever. This is still kind of usable in terrain.
Totally. And I mean, dude, worst comes to worst, you just rip it off.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I think it was, I don't remember who said it the other night in Discord, but it was like, well, yeah, no shit, you had a terrible time using sex toy silicone because it's meant to repel body fluids and oils.
Literal cum.
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
damn. I
And
never
I'm
even thought
sealing
about
it.
that.
I sealed it with Mod Podge and acrylic paint twice. I spray painted it. I spray primed it. I zenithal primed it. I gouached the whole thing, pretty heavy. Then oil painted. Then when I oil washed after, like kind of wet blended the oil wash, that's when it started having problems. Kind of like the inside of a hard boiled egg, where you can kind of like break that material with your texture with your thumb.
Real crispy.
Yeah, and then that's when I really started having a problem on the pubic area of the sex toy. Yeah, and I had to cheat a little at the end with acrylic. Don't tell anyone. I had to break my own rule. Acrylic to try and seal over that, and in the end, it really didn't matter because I still had to oil wash over it again, and it kind of repeated the same issue. But other than that, it was a blast. I
Looks
tried
great.
totally new things, which is the whole reason you do it. So
No, 100%.
and then my mom saw it on Instagram,
Yeah.
And she loves it.
and she loved it.
And I was a coward and didn't repost it.
That's fine. I could
I'm
tell.
scared.
Oh, do you have like family that follows you?
Yeah, I mean, totally. It's just like, I don't know.
Well, so when I was doing like
Gage
the
is
work,
bussy.
I was doing the work in progress project pictures. You could not take a picture of it front on because the vagina would set off the
The profanity.
profanity filter, and it would
Oh,
immediately get taken
shit.
down off of Instagram, and I
No
couldn't post
way.
pictures of it
Oh,
on
I guess that
Discord.
makes sense.
So if you look, I had to do like from like 45s on my angles.
Well, I
so
thought you were
it
just
wouldn't-
doing that because it looked good. That did look good like that.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Nice, dude. Wait, so how does the Instagram profanity filter even work?
See, they have a whole generation of pussy photos and penises that
Like,
if it
right?
matches
AI.
these, you don't. You
There's a
can't post
video. I think it's
It just
about,
like scans
I made
all
all of that up.
photos,
Yeah, I
and it's
literally
just
just
like
made that
this looks like folds
No,
of
so if
flesh.
you-
I mean, you say that
All vaginas are
it's
different.
just
Probably
made up,
what
but
it
that
does.
is essentially how AI would work. I'm
Yes.
assuming.
If you do anything
There's
too
just like a-
fleshy on Discord, it'll do the same thing. It
No,
doesn't even
but
have
if
to be
I'm
a
in there,
sex toy.
that's a
Like,
cock.
if you make it cock shaped, or if you make it like
Like if you zoomed in on like that or something,
It would
Yeah.
be like, no,
yeah, literally.
please get off.
If you depending on
texting
the
it right now.
Yeah.
depending on the Discord guidelines, but
Oh, so on Discord too.
yes. So I couldn't post project pictures because of that.
What if I put my little thumb through my
Through your jeans,
Through my jeans,
like Steve's
Would it-
doing right now.
Is that what he's doing over there? Nice, dude. You're gonna get banned off Instagram for having a finger through your pants.
I'm posting on.
Send it in
Discord.
Outlive.
What
Oh
happens?
yeah, I'll send it. That
Yeah.
one.
What happens when What happens when computers take over
When
the
the
world?
AI,
dude?
we can't post dick pics anymore. When the AI takes
Dude,
over.
AI Drake song. You know what I mean? What happens when all art is just made by AI?
I mean,
Let me-
the lighting on that doesn't look like a penis, so I think you're okay.
Let's try it
Yeah,
from,
keep
like-
sending.
try and draw.
Keep spamming this channel with
Take some of my model.
tabletop channel on this Discord with fake penis pictures.
Take some of my model color and kind of just draw some
Yeah, there you
like
go.
veins and stuff on your thumb, and we'll see how many times, how long we have to go until we get banned here. Yeah, I mean, how long until the computers just take over?
Soon. What ChatGPT can just revealed that it outsources harder tasks that it needs humans to do to other ChatGPT like server things. I don't know the specifics on it, but like a CAPTCHA to get into a website.
Yeah, of course.
ChatGPT will hire someone on Fiverr to read the CAPTCHA to them. And then so a real person goes, "Oh, it's just XQPL34." And then ChatGPT would be like, "Thank you." And then
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, that's real.
You telling me I can get a job on Fiverr right now reading for robots?
Yeah. Yes, you could.
That's my new
Wait,
program.
so who's paying the people?
It was set up as an experiment. I don't think ChatGPT has like a bank account. linked
Well,
to
now
it
I'm
where-
going to take that
I
job
tried to
reading for
sign up.
robots.
I tried to sign up for this service where you just chat with AI, just to refine it or
Yeah, let
whatever,
it
and
learn.
you get paid for it, but you can't fucking do it if you live in Connecticut. That's like one of the only states.
Wait,
where
why
you-
not?
I don't fucking know.
What do you think? Like,
You have to watch Terminator 7 to find out.
There's just
Shit.
they're like there's just like a list of like a couple states that they just like don't, they won't let you participate.
Maybe they think we're
or
too
something.
dumb.
No, I think it's literally just probably has something.
Nuh-uh.
It's just I'm sure there has to be some sort of like legal.
Yeah,
You know.
we all got fuzzy brains, dude. I didn't even know what we were talking about, bro.
AI?
AI?
I like how we're doing Southern accents for
Yeah, I didn't even
dumb
know.
Connecticut people.
Mine was kind of like a mid-Atlantic there for a second. For a second.
For a second.
Wooter.
Water.
I'll take a Wooter. And Philly cheesesteak. Anyways, so Smash Bash is over. It's
Bash is
done.
over.
It's
Done.
finalized, and we're going to be doing we'll do an update too once it finishes. I think he said end of May. He's going to end up posting
Terry and I will
results.
post pictures of our trophies.
Dude, I would if I mean, we'll see, dude. I have no real hope to get a trophy,
No.
but like if I could
Well,
get like a
especially-
little mention, I would be.
Did you go
I would
through?
faint.
Did you go through the
I would
tags?
faint.
It's actually stupid. Some of the
I would.
entries.
So-
I
There's a
know
lot
they
of
are.
trophies. though.
Florentia Grotesque,
No, I don't know.
Swedish.
It's the doll. It's
the
the big
Swedish
doll
artist.
thing.
She's making the doll house out of a doll, where every limb opens up into another diorama of fucked up shit in there. It is so sick.
See, it's like, how can you even compete? Matt, you've set us up for failure. There's too
No,
many
no,
good
no.
artists out there.
Legitimately.
You got to
is
look at
how
the
I feel.
categories.
Too many
that-
good
You got to look at
artists.
the categories they're in and just go down one
Yeah,
or go
yeah.
up one.
I'm an apprentice forever.
Technically, so I even messaged Matt. I was like, technically, I could enter this, but I don't think I should. He goes, it's up to you.
No,
And
I
went,
know.
I'm not then.
No, I know. An apprentice is like, yeah, you should
Yeah.
take that. Like, and he's like very like cool about being like, listen, if you feel as if this should go up a category, then you should go up a category or
Right,
go down
right.
a category.
Some of those ones should be
Or, like-
clearly in like the top bracket category.
You think so? Like
Yeah.
that are
Yeah, there's some real psycho.
like a Champions League.
Legit, like I don't know his actual name, Baharath the
But
Clive.
Baharath.
oh, dude,
Like
he always
Lawrence.
goes so freaking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
Lawrence.
he should just you're in the top category.
So
you don't
hard.
Have,
Also-
you have to compete.
Yeah, I'm assuming
Yeah.
you all saw that fucking doll, right?
Yeah, that's
what
what we were
talking
just
about.
talking
Flinch
about.
Oh,
Real
I'm sorry.
grotesque,
I was
yeah.
not paying attention.
Yeah, this is why they won't let people from Connecticut use the chat line feature because we just are spacing out all the time, which
Yeah.
I understand. I space out a lot too. But yeah,
Yeah,
no.
you'd be surprised how much of this podcast I am just sitting staring into space, not listening. That's
Yeah.
why I have to listen back
He's
when the
thinking
episodes come
about
out.
he's thinking about migration patterns.
I think a lot about human migration.
But yeah, I don't know. There's just so many good people on there. I would love any sort. We'll see. I'm really looking forward to seeing the end results because just going through last year's Smash Bash,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is an absolute gold mine of just shit to see. And the fact that Matt, and I don't know if he'll do it this year, but the fact that Totally Not Panicking puts all of the entries up on the website, like that is an insano amount of work, A, and then B,
For
it's
a contest where
treasure.
it's free to enter.
Yes.
There's no barrier to entry other than your own imagination.
Yeah.
It is.
And there's no
Yeah.
even really walls to entry. It's like send me to the email here, put your name and Instagram
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't know, that's it in the email and then
If you have access
you're
to this
good.
Kit Bash materials, you probably have access to email. You're
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
It is really it's an absolute treasure.
I will say that the only part that it's a learning experience, the whole thing overall. The only part that was new to me is actually because I'm not an Instagram guy. I'm not posting pictures left and
yeah.
right. Taking pictures
Yeah.
is a totally different hobby as well.
It is.
So I sent probably 12 pictures that last day, guys.
You're
I'm
not
like,
supposed to though.
It-
It's
no.
five
To
photos.
the group chat.
Oh.
I'm like, is this right? Does this picture is the color okay in this? I'm not.
It's
'cause
tough, though.
At a certain point, you almost feel like you're cheating. You're like,
Well, yeah.
Well, Matt specifically, I remember saying, the photos can make or break if you win.
absolutely,
yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, how could they not?
right.
Like it's your presentation. He's not seeing the actual piece in front of you, so he can't look at the
You have to present it how
Yeah.
in its best form.
Exactly. Yeah. And just changing just a it's not like a filter per se, but just bringing the brightness down a little bit.
Totally.
Would totally pull out the highlights that you want to be seen on your big lumpy vagina sewer thing.
Yeah. Photographing is hard. I try not to mess with it too much, but I stick to three things and I stick to doing exposure, which I think doesn't really interact too much with the actual
Right,
paint
right.
job. But once you do contrast,
Mm-hmm.
it's contrast is what makes a mini good. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Quote unquote, people can paint however they want, but having lights and shadows will make your artwork more readable.
Yeah.
And so having that bumping up the contrast immediately makes your artwork more readable, makes your mini more readable, and then bumping up the highlights just helps that. And so it's it does end up feeling like cheating when
Yeah,
you enter
yeah.
that thing. But you want your artwork, you want your minis to be readable through a
Yeah.
small tiny photo on the fucking phone.
I would say
you got to do it.
That is definitely different than going into Photoshop and
Oh, dude, totally.
and then
Fucking with colors, or
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
with
no I mean, that's-
saturation
yeah.
or anything. Yeah,
You know, I'm sure that happens, but
No, for sure. Especially these online digital competition. I bet you people are messing with
Yeah,
saturations
yeah.
and stuff. But that would feel like lying to me.
yeah.
I mean,
couldn't
GW
do
does
it.
it for their box
Well,
art.
totally.
Well, yeah.
I mean-
at the end of the day, if I'm going that hard to cheat at Smash Bash, a
I know.
free and friendly competition, then
And even a vignette. I mean, I throw a black vignette on everything I take, and it makes it look so much better.
Yeah.
I sent the last four guys, but there was another picture without the vignette, and I'm like, dude, the last four guys with the little vignette around it just makes this picture
it
look
just draws
10
your eyes
million
and
times
yeah,
better. Yeah.
to what you're
Have you
trying to
looked
look
at the
at.
Vignette 28 guy on Instagram?
No, I
Yes.
want to, and
It rocks.
somebody recently linked it in Rust We Trust. And I think you had showed me him a long time ago, and he's like a inspiration for me adding little blurbs of story.
That's his
And-
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to go follow him. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. Oh, somebody asked this question forever ago, and I wanted to tie it into or I wanted to ask Steve specifically because of his Under the Dice zine. 1 second, sorry, I'm bringing up the question on my phone so I can actually say this person's name because they asked so long ago. So they asked a question about zines. Here we go.
Is it in the Discord?
Can you explain to a pleb like, how would you say this? That's got to be
Kieran.
Kieran, right? Kieran.
I believe
All right.
it's Kieran.
Can you explain to a pleb like Kieran from the Discord the zine culture? How did you get into it? Where did your interest in it appear? Maybe I've been ignorant / just not noticed it around other communities, but the 28/32 community seem to love a magazine online. Why those and not blogs? Is this perhaps a U.S. phenomenon? Were high school magazines a big? Were high school magazines and that kind of a big thing?
We are looking at how to pronounce Kieran.
Yeah, dude, we said it right. Nice. I'm gonna keep
Sounded
that one.
crazy at first.
Kieran. Yeah. He says he's a confused non-zener, so I guess I could have just called Kieran a confused non-zener. So yeah.
So can you put that in front of me? Because there was
I
a
know.
lot there.
Ask Abby.
Just
Signed,
like
a confused
just like
non-zener.
tell it like what's the deal with zine culture? Like how did you get
So-
into it, Steve? Or anybody, you know? Why is it a thing?
The quickest answer, I don't know if it is only a U.S. thing, but it comes from, I would say, punk and arts communities.
Totally.
You know, small communities putting out their own magazines and publications independently with just like a fucking Xerox machine.
Like my sister's been putting out zines. Like she did that when she was in high school and fucking middle school, and she's 40 years old now.
Yeah.
That's how you got into it? That's how you
Oh
started
no,
Under the
absolutely not.
What,
I'm
what,
just
what
saying,
were her
like,
zines
background
about?
wise.
Dice? Yeah.
Just art bullshit.
Yeah.
You know,
Bullshit.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck
I hate art.
Yeah,
art
'cause it-
sucks.
'cause it, you know, they-
dude.
if you know, obviously like magazines are just kind of like a dead medium, but you know, when they were very much a thing, like there is not a big enough audience, I think, for certain things. Just like, you know, this podcast is probably never going to have more than a few hundred listeners, you know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude.
Yeah. Well, here's a, but you know what I mean, right? Like it's a niche. You know, it's a way to.
yeah, thanks, Phil.
No, I get what you're
It's
saying.
niche.
I
No, I'm
make
just fucking
50 zines. 50 people aren't reading it.
Yeah.
Like,
What, you know, like a large like publisher isn't going to, you know, make it's. So I think it's something that like he asked if it why not use forums. Well, it predates forums.
yeah.
You know, it's so that sort of thing. So it is, you know, just harkening back to, you know, a different sort of like cultural,
Yeah.
you know, zeitgeist.
But there's
I
also
mean,
like
hardcore. It's like zines like came with the territory as
Yeah.
well as like just like fan letters, you know, things
Totally.
like that, like just capturing moments from shows or you know,
Yeah, it's for fans of physical media.
yeah,
yeah, but it's also
like why tapes,
Yeah,
why
exactly.
vinyl.
Like there's like that physicality of it that's just like that's completely separate from like I mean I can focus on something that's literally in my hands.
Yes.
I can focus on something that I can read and
I
it like
fucking
in,
hate blogs.
I
Yeah.
will never learn or absorb any system or game from a PDF.
Yup.
Ever.
Same with the, like 28 mag.
Yeah,
there's some
print
cool
it out.
stuff in there.
Great
but
stuff.
I literally have never read an entire 28. I've read maybe an article or two
Yep.
out of them, but
yeah.
like I do not care to scroll through a PDF.
100%. I would pay big money for
I'd pay $20
bucks
for a 28 mag.
Yeah.
to be printed.
Eric, are you listening to this?
Yeah.
Get on it. Fucking
on.
print that shit.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Eric's wheelhouse to have that done, but like I just don't understand. Like I know there's like a cost investment to
Yes.
print a full color magazine, but like that, like 28 mag is like kind of the people who have the most spotlight on them. Like if they did it, they could make their money back at the minimum.
And they would make more of an impact having a printed version
Yep.
and putting it on people's hands. And that's why I think zines are so important. Like, that's why having physical media like zines and tapes are so important.
And I think a PDF copy like it takes away from like what
Yeah.
you're doing. Like
100%. I would agree.
I'm not trying to shit on like someone else's project because I think like what they do is really cool, but like
100%. I mean,
I think
20
an
meg's
only
great.
online format is like very counter to what we do in this community.
Yeah, like a hands-on art sort of
100%.
like handmade thing.
Like I know you're putting digital media and like stuff that you're creating into this online form, but there's something about a tangible thing that I hold near and dear.
Yeah, totally. 100%. And the fact that anybody can do it. Like
Anyone can make a zine.
anybody.
Like
can.
Evan made his little fucking BattleTech zine, and he's trying to do like a full issue. I don't know how he's coming along with that.
Little fucking sounds
Well, he
sounds
had
kind of
that-
dismissive
He had that
to
like
me.
little
No, I'm
guy.
just
It
kidding.
was tiny at Adepticon. The little battle journal, I think he called it.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
was
it's very
great.
cool. I didn't even get a copy.
I would say I wouldn't know. I didn't get one.
Yeah, thanks,
I got
Evan.
one.
Thanks,
I got
Evan.
one. It's floating around here somewhere. I mean, that is the negative side of physical things is they take up space. But
But if you collect things like
Yeah.
most of us do,
I mean, if
I
you're
will
in
say
this hobby,
to go back on what you said, you print 50 zines, 50 people aren't reading them. I think it's about finding the community,
Yeah.
which is kind of like a self-fulfilling thing with zines. Someone that is interested in a zine is going to look at it and go, "Oh hell yeah," or they're going to go, "Oh fuck no."
Yeah.
There's no, yeah, sure, I'll buy this zine. Like, yeah, maybe they're doing it to support you as a person, but
I don't even want that though.
But that's what I'm saying. The person that is stoked on that zine is going to get in. They instantly know the zine culture. They instantly know what this is about, especially because it's physically in their hand. And they're looking at the hard work that you've done and what is in it, and now it's going to go on, and they're going to tell their friend about it, and they're going to buy it, or they're not. And that is that community that's going to grow from that, rather than if you're not selling zines, you just haven't found your people.
Yeah.
yeah, it also can't go away. Like a lot of things, like once you put something up on Blogspot, even it's like I have to then go like search for it. But if it's in my physical space, if it's somewhere in the room that I can just go pick up the zine, then that's huge. And the other thing is, it's like because everybody can do it. Like for instance, I make noise music, so I put out this little noise zine, and it's like a zine in quotes because all I did was I took like a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I glued pictures to one side. I glued all of my interview questions that I just printed off from a Google Doc. I put a couple of like music review things on there, and I just cut them out. I printed them off, cut them out, glued them onto this 8.5 11 by 11 piece of paper, ran it through the Xerox 100 times, and just had a 2-page front and back zine that I could fold in half and send out with tapes.
I have that zine and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Same. It rocked.
Dude, and it took me not too long to make, and it's something that like I can then send people, or I can lay out when I play shows. I can like put it out with my tapes and then stickers and stuff and say like, hey, you can take this. And like, yeah, people can read it or not, but like it exists like physically, and it's not just going to be something that somebody likes on Instagram and then never looks at again.
And it doesn't have to be this like formatted like actual booklet. Like
Yep.
it can be a page. It could be a one piece of paper folded down to be a little booklet.
Yeah.
Like it can be anything that you want it to be.
Yeah.
Right.
It puts the power into the artist's hands rather than having to work with a media that's already pre-constructed for you, which is Blogspot, which is Instagram, something like you're building within the grounds of their rules.
Yeah.
With zine, there is no rules. It's got to be on. It doesn't even have to be on paper. I don't know.
And
You
the
could fucking make
person
it out of some weird shit.
taking the zine from you instantly gets that. They
Yeah.
instantly have that connection with you because they are now absorbing it through that
Yep.
physical media. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a whole culture in
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah.
But the thing that made me do it, I guess, is I wanted to do a podcast, which is essentially what we are doing now, like on the same subject matter of guys just getting together, talking about all the shit that we talk about all day anyway, and just bullshitting on a podcast, but getting people of like-minded nature to sit down and do it, and not even like, yeah, you can share hobby interests with people, but some people just don't get it beyond that, or like don't get maybe the house rule aspect, or come from a similar background, so you guys don't really like connect in a lot of other ways outside of the work.
Yeah, there's a lot of very superficial ways. Because I think I was sharing an anecdote. I hope one day I don't regret saying this on mic, but I just started a new job And I found out that the guy that was training me is a longtime 40K player. And I was like, oh, this is cool. There's a coworker that is someone that is in the tabletop world, someone I can share my passion with. And no, the guy fucking sucks. He's just like a typical tabletop, just like racist guy, just like hick. Like what? So, you just because you share, a passion for one thing does not mean that they are, of your tribe,
100%.
Yeah.
And I had the hardest time getting other people to sit down and record a podcast with. And I said, well, fuck this. I'm just going to make my own. Like, I loved GamePro. I loved Nintendo Power. I loved those old magazines where they had so much character to them.
Yeah.
And it was almost like they were talking like to you
Yeah.
through the magazine. And I was like, well, I'm just going to do something like that.
Totally.
Because I can do it myself and I don't need other people to do it.
Yeah, and it makes it more real. It like you can buy GW books, or it's like you can buy zines that have the rules written down that then I can bring to a tabletop shop and have open on the table.
Yes.
And
that's kind of where the zine has kind of been pushed is like, yeah, music has always been like a big influence on me as far as like most things in my life, but like gaming and all things like that, like house rules and stuff that people can take to their own games is like really a way I would love to push the zine, like getting more house rules and more game formats or like mini games into people's hands is like definitely what I really enjoy about it.
Totally.
Like the Pendry shop thing, which we haven't updated in a while, but
It's funny. I was thinking about that on the way over here. I was like, I wonder if I should check it, see if anyone just put a bunch of racist shit on there, or if like they actually used it.
what is this?
I wrote issue 4. I wrote a thing. I had this idea with a World of Warcraft guildmate from back in the day of having a shared merchant between our RPG games. So it kind of worked for a little bit, but their game wasn't as frequent as mine. So I just made like a layout of if Terry's playing in his town at home and he's playing D&D with his friends and those people sell items to the merchant,
this interdimensional traveling merchant,
you could go onto the website. It's a Google Doc where you would just put +1 sword
Oh, I think I remember you talking about this.
of goblin killing, and you would just put it under the shop and you'd forget about it. And then I would check it before my next game and go, oh, my merchant now has a +1 longsword of goblin killing, and I would sell it. And that way it created this like ecosystem of you're playing D&D 5th edition, I'm playing D&D 2nd edition, but your sword made it from your game in one part of Connecticut to my friend's game in fucking California.
What?
Or
That's cool.
whether you make up items to include in there or you give your players loot and then they sell it and then
and like I always had this like this pipeline dream of like, oh, this was my favorite sword of this character, and I had him for 6 years, and I'm never gonna play this character again. So he sells the sword to the merchant, and then Terry's level 1 guy's like, oh yeah, I picked up the sword. Who cares? Whatever. But like somewhere in the ethos, it's known
somebody's
that,
using that sword.
Yeah, somebody's using that sword. I don't know. It
Damn,
made
that's
me-
really
yeah.
cool. That is really dope.
I don't know how we got onto that, but
Is it?
I mean,
Well, it's because it was in the
ideas,
zine.
ideas
Yes,
for zines,
yes.
yeah. So, that said, under the dice, always accepting submissions.
always.
Anything that you think would fit in the zine, everything from short stories as well, short fiction, artwork,
Review your favorite movie.
yeah, reviews.
Like anything like that. If you have a band and you want me to do a review on your band, like
things that you
anything
think
you do.
are adjacent to this community, even if we deem them not adjacent, submit them anyway.
yeah, we look at it all.
Yeah.
Dude, sick.
Yeah, make your own zine.
Make your own zine. Oh,
I'm literally working on a side project, an RPG zine, just with like house rule bullshit.
yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Everybody should just do this.
So I was going to talk about this when we were talking about Age of Sigmar, but I didn't want to like throw it off too much.
Oh, yeah.
So game mastering in Age of Sigmar, I think, is such like an awesome thing.
I do. I think having just a game master in war games in general, I think is cool.
Adds-
Like a ref.
It doesn't matter if you lose, like because in a 1v1, it's like someone loses. Sometimes that feels bad, but I feel
Yeah.
like if you add a GM to a game, it's really like
Yeah.
you're just playing in a narrative thing that someone else is kind of controlling it, and you're just playing a part.
Yeah.
At least that's how it works in my
No,
brain.
it's like you're participating, just like you know, one of our new friends that we met at Adepticon, Nate Dungeon, he runs like narrative 40K events.
Yeah, his stuff is crazy.
And he's not participating like necessarily. He's like game master.
Yeah. But yeah,
across multiple game systems in
was
the
doing
same
what we
scenario.
talked
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Literally, yes,
Which is
exactly
awesome.
what we talked about. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been like working on a mini zine, which is not so mini anymore, but the Lores of Magic that I did conversions for Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
And I wish we could just use that, and I know no
Well,
one wants
no,
to try
well,
it
here,
because it's
that's-
just crazy.
That's the thing that I would be open to trying in the future or in a different context.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like a Kingswood style knockoff.
Yeah.
We're just using Anvil for Kingswood. That's all that
Yeah.
game is really based on. You could just do Age of Sigmar with old world magic, or
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do some sort of like fucking wizard battle game.
Like,
Not even
just
necessarily
call
wizard
it
battle, but
Wizard
just like
Fight, and we have to listen to that song on full blast the whole time.
well, no. Think of it. How about just like see, here we go. We're brainstorming live on pod. Like a skirmish game where each warband has a wizard, and you can choose from like the lores of magic
Yeah.
or something like that.
It's like a psalm
Yeah.
that like went forbidden some time ago.
Yeah, you can't get this psalm anymore.
Yeah.
It's like it's
It's
off
banned.
limits.
It's
Off-
banned
yeah.
psalm.
Off limits magic should be the name of the book.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But
That
yeah, I've
is
been
pretty
putting
good.
that together as a book.
Cool artwork and stuff in the book
Yeah, yeah,
too, and then like only 5.
Forbidden Psalm really? But
Yeah, you pick a wizard and
no, but it's
wizard
literally
battle.
it's literally about a forbidden like a song.
Well, you have
psalm.
You're trying to
Like a psalm-
collect
a psalm
the
is like a
pieces
song, right?
of
Like
the
a religious
forbidden
song.
psalm, and then sell them to
The
the
Mad
wizard.
Wizard.
And when you get all of the pieces of the forbidden psalm, and when you sell them to the Mad Wizard, you get 1,000 gold, and you retire,
Retiring.
and
sounds
you're
cool.
done. Then your warband's done.
I
I was
mean,
gonna say the oh, this is a real embarrassing thing to say. The last One Piece movie was about a forbidden song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you think they stole it
Worlds
from Forbidden
collide.
Psalm?
Dude, maybe.
Yeah, I could see that happening. One Piece seems like it steals just a lot of ideas from everywhere.
You looked at me real nervously, like you thought I was gonna.
No, I'm
like I was
not,
gonna
like-
swing at you from across the table.
I actually I have no idea, so I'm making that all up.
yeah, I would just like to just more out of the normal realm. into games.
No, dude,
Yes.
I know exactly what you mean, because I do like a lot of the old like Hero Hammer stuff, like building, like just having like a wealth of like magic items to
Yes.
just like slap like, take a character and give them magic armor, magic weapon, a talisman,
Oh, and
arcane
he has all
item,
these magic spells,
and all these
from his
spells to
list.
choose from. Yeah.
Or even like you're like in a regular like a unit of ogre gluttons.
Yeah.
Well, the leader that gets like +1 attack and he has maybe a different weapon. Why can't he have a magic weapon or a magic banner, a standard bearer?
Yeah.
Like something like that. I think that added so much cool flair to fantasy battle back in the day. And I was just compiling all the old stuff that existed and putting it its own thing and converting it to Age of Sigmar. And I just wanted to release that as like a zine at some point. But the book is getting so big in PDF form that it's like almost not even. It's like 50 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're listening to this, all 3 people, as Phil says, listens to this podcast.
You
God
know,
damn it.
you know what? Listen, you know what I meant. You think we're gonna be reading Blue Chew ads?
Yeah, we might be.
Yo, Blue
Honestly,
Chew,
that actually
This
be cool. Dude,
episode
send
sponsored by.
me
MeUndies?
dick pills.
Yeah.
Get on
Yeah,
MeUndies,
send it, MeUndies.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
Yo, honestly,
Squarespace.
if we ever got a fucking sponsorship from anything, it would be like Raid Shadow.
Yeah.
Legends.
Yeah.
I think you literally just have to like, hey, here's a podcast, and they go, cool.
Yeah, speaking
here's
of,
$100. Do
I
it.
keep meaning to ask people: does anyone else get those insane ads for that game, State of Survival?
Yes.
I'm fucking obsessed with those ads.
I love like
What are you
'cause it's always
talking
like
about?
Eastern European people speaking English,
Dude, it's
but like
I mean, it seems like
terribly dubbed.
just like a random like Israeli woman, and then just like dude, it's so. But
What's
like
the
it's supposed
game
to be like a
about?
Chinese dude. It's a mobile game that I always get ads for on Instagram, and it's just like a zombie game.
I always get the ones that's like fantasy builders, like city
Yeah, yeah,
builders,
yeah.
and they're like,
Dude,
I
guarantee
they're in like a restaurant.
Listen,
and they're like, do not
I'll-
speak to me unless you have 47,000 power, and you can see their mouth is still moving after they're done talking. And then the other person's like, oh, that's funny you ask because I have 200
I'm
million
opening
power.
Just
and
open
then they go,
Instagram.
wow.
I'm gonna scroll down.
Wow.
We'll see how long I can go before I
I only
get
get
an
the,
ad for State of
I
Survival.
get the level 1 street criminal, and then level 50
Oh, yeah, I
mafia
get those
don.
too.
That's
Yep.
all I get, and then it's like level 20
It's 'cause,
mafia
dude, you
don's
keep-
daughter.
You keep erasing Instagram, so the algorithm doesn't know what to do with you.
Yeah,
Your
it's really
Chat GPT
confused.
can't get you.
You can't get me. Yeah, I'm like Neo, dude. Fucking hey, bro, follow the white rabbit. Am I right, guys?
That's all you needed to do was
Yeah,
uninstall Instagram,
Yeah.
Neo.
Yeah.
I almost called him Nemo.
Dude, dude, I don't even see the code anymore. All I see is blonde, brunette, redhead. You know what I mean? That's my life now. Yeah, dude. I feel like we should go play some Kingswood.
Yeah, I agree.
So if you're listening to this right now, if you're all three of these listeners that Phil talks about, going back to what I was saying before, you should make your own zine. You just do it. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. You could go to Staples and print
I'm
this
still
shit.
here. I'm
or if
still
you have a
scrolling,
copier.
looking for a State of Survival ad.
Oh yeah, we have to wait for this.
God.
But I was just saying to Gage, we should go play Kingswood because I'm freaking hyped.
Make your own zine. Make your own game.
zine. Make your own game. Submit it to Hobby Dungeon. Right? He's the one-page game.
Yeah, he one-page
It's gonna
game
be over
jam.
though.
You think so? It's till the end of this month. No.
You got like a
That's
day.
tomorrow, bro.
What? Wait, it's only to the end of April. I thought it was the end of May.
No, that's Old and Demon.
Oh, wait a minute. No.
Yeah, I think I'm right.
Me and Andrew had a talk about that.
He rocks.
Racing
Andrew-
is the biggest thing for me. Like, I just love racing.
No, that's not it.
Andrew rocks, and
He just loves
Like, go
racing.
listen. I just went directly to their Instagram account to try and find the ads, and it's just not what's there.
Well, now you'll get those ads because you went there.
Oh yeah, dude. I hit search out their fucking account to try and find the ads because they're so fucking. They're insane.
me
You
and
seen
Andrew,
the one where it's like a wedding and these guys just bust in wearing like construction suits, like this game is a scam, and then they all just start stomping the groove. And he's like, "No, it's not a scam.
The game is real. Click the link."
The game is real. Click the link below the video."
Yeah, so if we're gonna get a sponsor, it's that. It's
I
Sacred
hope
Survival or whatever that is.
State of Survival.
State of Survival.
Hobby Dungeon Game
Click
Jam.
this link and you'll get 777 draws.
When does it end, Gage? Come on. If it ends tomorrow, I'm gonna fucking cry.
It's May 31st.
oh, so you got one-page game jam and Old and Demon end
Yes.
of May.
Yeah, because I've been thinking about my one-page game jam, and I said I was like, I'm gonna do it, and so like if I didn't do it and it was due tomorrow,
Oh, the
I'd
one you were
feel
talking
really
about
sick.
this morning?
No. No, there's been a lot of joke one-page games that I've been coming up with. And they're all very
Why don't
good.
you tell us about them?
I won't tell you about them because Games Workshop will steal my ideas.
I'm sure they'll steal your
They would
idea.
love those ideas that I'm coming up with.
Yeah,
Yes, they will.
Me and
No
Andrew had
context.
discussed putting the one-page game jam into a actual in-print booklet, but
I'm going to sue the fuck out of you if you
well,
do that.
Yeah.
literally that was like oh well, I didn't preface asking them if I could do that, so like
Yeah.
I know we
Lawyer up, motherfuckers.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Put a bunch of be like who wants their
That's what I said.
Game
I
in
said
the
just
book.
email them, but
send them a little emaily.
it's not like I get fucking rich off making these little fucking funny books.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not
I'm going to get rich
true.
off of suing you for these funny books.
I'm gonna get rich off Raid Shadow Legend.
Yeah, guess what? Limited
Raid
Dice
Shadow Legends.
Is
is
it
a
Raid?
LLC, limited liability, motherfucker. I got no
Yeah.
Dude,
money in
I
there.
actually I
You ain't
saw a
getting shit.
raid Shadow Legends ad like yesterday. It was just Ronda Rousey putting a dragon in an armbar.
That is
sexy.
so
You can
cool.
download her as a character.
Really?
And raid Shadow
That's
Legends.
cool. It's kind of like Magic the Gathering, where you can be like Travis Scott, and then you can also be like the.
You haven't gotten the Ronda Rousey secret layer yet?
Yeah, I haven't picked up the new secret layer of MMA fighters.
While we're just spiraling now, did you see the fucking Pinkertons were sent to a person's house to reclaim product?
I did, and I saw someone talk about it, and I think it's incredibly lame.
What happened? So tell this story live on Pod. Here we go.
A guy sketchily got new magic product. His details have been kind of vague on how he got this new box, before it's even out yet. 2
Yeah.
weeks prior to release.
Yeah. Well, how else would he get it?
Apparently, he bought the old set, but the
When
current
they
set.
got sent accidentally to him.
Yeah, supposedly. And he thought, oh, I'm
Dude.
a YouTuber, so they sent me this whole set to release, which is a little sketchy.
What do you think happened, Gage? What are you throwing? So you think that Wizards of the Coast is totally like innocent in this whole thing, and that it's this YouTuber's
listen,
fault?
I'm normally foam finger
Yeah.
Watsy guy, but this is absurd. All the details in this story are fucked from both sides. So anyway, this guy gets this new set somehow.
Okay.
Wizards finds out about him after fucking posting these videos,
Okay.
sets up the Pinkertons to go to his fucking house.
Now, what's a Pinkerton?
Okay.
company.
We don't
Yeah.
need to go.
Let's go into
too
the Phil
deep-
facts of
too deep, but
Pinkertons
the
here.
Pinkerton Detective Agency basically started as guys that were union busting. When I say union busting, I mean like.
Whoa, like
back in
busting
yeah,
caps.
back in
Yes.
fucking back in the
Yes.
day.
But
yeah.
I thought, what Pinkerton's the guys with the armored
Weezer,
cars in. It's a Weezer
it's
reference.
a Weezer album.
It's a reference to Weezer.
They named the agency
Wizards of
after,
the Coast sent Weezer to go reclaim their matching product.
And they got
pull-
beat up.
And they got
to
beat
pull
up.
the strings on all their sweaters.
Yes.
That sucks. But weren't Pinkertons the guys with the armored cars back in the Wild West?
Maybe.
Yeah, they might have been.
That might have been where the name came from.
Yeah, Pinkerton. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean,
the
that-
name is very
They've
sick.
been a sketchy organization
Here you
for
go.
union busting.
They all have twirly
for-
mustaches.
Here's just like a one sentence. The state of Ohio outlawed the agency due to the possibility of it being hired out as a private army or militia.
So it's like a legit thing. It's
Yes,
a thing.
it is the name of a company.
Oh, it's not just like a.
So
dude,
what
check
right
the
now?
history.
What they are advertised as world leaders in comprehensive risk management, risk advisory, security management, protective services to global.
Now go look up Blackwater and see if there's any difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Listen, I went to fire school with a guy from Blackwater.
Yeah.
He had some crazy.
I'm
stuff.
sure. Yeah.
Dude, wait,
Cool guy.
Are you on the Pinkerton Wikipedia? Or
No,
are you
I'm on their
website?
website
Oh, they have a
right now.
website. They're
This-
like official.
Yes.
Pinkerton.gov.
They're rich guy fucking
Dude,
detective
straight up,
agency.
yeah, they have a whole our story thing. Let's
Tracing
see-
our roots back to 1850.
Dude, I straight up think they were like the armored cars.
might have
They would
been.
take money from bank to bank
And you
and like
paid
their
them.
yeah. Then like it, dude, that was like always a sick Wild West story when
Yeah.
you would like try and attack the Pinkerton. I think it was 310 to Yuma. The whole storyline is they're trying to hijack a Pinkerton.
Yeah.
No, that's a train.
We created during our rich history. We created the forerunner to U.S. Secret Service.
Oh my god.
suck.
Hired America's first woman detective.
Oh, way to go,
Yay.
Pinkertons. So Pinkertons are bad. Then
Yes.
is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah. I would say
Rich
they're
guy
pretty bad.
retrieval fucking
Wizards of the
agency.
Coast is just a big.
Which also just even
Hasbro.
even if you were sending someone to do that, the optics of sending the Pinkerton
Yes.
agency is so bad.
So they show up at this guy's house and they say, "Hello, Mr.
His
YouTuber."
wife answers the door and they be the Pinkertons by record.
They have their twirly mustaches and their big hats, and they say, "We're the Pinkertons."
Yeah, I'm sure it's more like bulletproof vests and the car.
You think that
Yeah,
was
but
it?
they
Sunglasses
can't just-
on,
They
just
didn't
like
just fucking show up like Men in Black. Like, hey, let's get those magic boxes back.
no, but like, how
well,
do you
Men in Black would just blast you with the little fucking blaster. thing.
blast
you don't even have these boxes.
the wait, what was the
Oh,
little
the
gun?
the noisy cricket?
The noisy cricket. They would just blast a hole in your
Yes,
wall and
and
take
the
your
19
shit back.
houses
Look at the
behind
sentence
it.
at the bottom
Wait,
of the page.
So, why would they? So, what happens when they show up? Can't you just be like, "Yeah, no, you're not coming in," and shut the door? Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's intimidation tactics. You're you're in a suburban neighborhood. You're nice, and the fucking Pinkertons are in your driveway.
Do
Yeah,
they
get
drive
fucking
like
lost.
a car that says like Pinkerton on the side?
Dude, I'm
And so
sure.
people are
like how does
I'm
that?
sure.
How does that?
I don't
work?
know those
Like-
details, but
Like, how do they operate like within the realm of law? Like,
if,
Straight
if
up.
Blackwater rolls up with a fucking ATV, yeah, they're on their
doing-
ATVs.
doing wheelies down
Yeah.
the street.
If they show up in their armored car outside of your house and they come to your door, are you just gonna tell them to fuck off?
I'd probably shut the door.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd be
and
like,
then what? Hide under your bed? You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like these organizations don't give a fuck. They can do whatever they want.
That's sketch, dude.
We're recording this podcast in Blackwater's outside. The Pinkertons are outside our door right now. What are we doing?
I don't know. I'm not going out there.
No, but what I'm saying is, if say
within
a
the
neighbor,
realm of law,
if the
yes.
neighbor called 911 and then cops showed up,
And
like,
a cop's going to just say, "Hey, Mr. Pinkerton, you need to step
you gotta
off."
get the fuck out of here.
No.
Wouldn't they? I don't know, dude. The law is really seems silly.
I would love to see that interaction.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would
Like,
love to be a fly on the wall.
At what
for-
realm does the cop
whatever
call
murder
for
happens.
15 more cop
Yeah,
cars
yeah.
and the SWAT team to be like,
Yeah.
yeah, you're all going to jail for
Well, it's
having
the same thing as like dudes that like bounty hunters. You know what I mean? How many times do you see
Dog.
bounty? Well, okay,
Dog.
We
He's
can't talk
something
about
else.
dog.
Yeah, he's canceled.
Is dog canceled?
Yes.
Probably,
Yeah,
right?
for bad guy stuff.
okay.
If a bounty hunter is still operating under the law, they still look like cops. They still kind of operate like cops. And how many of those
So
bounty
the
hunter
people
videos
that
do you see?
people who don't necessarily know any better think that they probably are someone with legitimate authority.
Right. So
Yeah.
so a scared woman sees these
Oh
guys.
yeah, let's go back to the story. So they
Yeah.
open the door. His wife opens the door. Hello,
apparently,
Pinkerton.
apparently they weren't crazy violent up front, but they were like demanding. They're like, "You need to get him out here fucking now!" Like,
What?
Yeah.
To get the YouTuber out here.
yes, and
Get the
to
YouTuber.
acquire the cards back. Apparently, the YouTuber blew up and kind of told them to fuck off. And then
Well, the video exists.
well, he said, "Yeah, well, we calmly all de-escalated."
Oh,
Which
that's weird.
Who knows what that means?
Whatever
Yeah.
that means. And then I guess they didn't even take the fucking product back.
What?
After all that.
What?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any
I
sense.
wonder if you could, like, I'm just like American brain. Like, can you sue Hasbro for sending someone like that to your fucking house?
Can you sue Hasbro?
Yeah, buddy. They'll
I don't
tie you
know.
up in court for
Yeah.
30
They've
years,
got
brother.
retainers on fucking end. They don't
Yeah,
care.
their teeth are real
there's
straight.
at a certain point where, like, there's clearly a wrong that has been done.
Like from the start.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hasbro fucked up, and then the twirly mustache Pinkertons come to your house
No,
with their pocket watches.
I mean, you
I
can
agree
threaten
with
him with a lawsuit, he'll probably get a fucking payout.
exactly, and that's the end goal of our American fucking
Unfortunately.
legal system here is it's if you're trying to make a buck off it, that's probably what you do. But yeah, no, of course they're in the wrong. I mean, what do you do?
Now you understand why these people have to sit facing the door.
Yo, real operator shit.
They're worried about Pinkertons coming in and taking their magic cards away.
Real
Now,
real dad logic is because of the Pinkertons.
It's
goddamn
because
it.
of the
Now-
Pinkertons.
do you think that this guy got this box and, like, legitimately was like, yeah, I'm just going to open this because there's nowhere saying that I can't?
Well, I mean, what if he didn't know? Like,
That's what I'm
if
saying.
he's like,
Someone sends you a box of magic cards, like,
I
oh,
mean,
this
I
set's
wouldn't
not
know.
even out. Like,
His
I'm going to fucking
story-
open this online.
His story is that he was a YouTuber and they sent him a box because he's an influencer, and that's why he opened it.
But there was no letter. There was no letter saying that there was
Correct.
no connect. But who gives a
And
fuck?
his story also changed since he said that.
Oh.
what is his story changed?
Initially, that he bought a product and they sent it to him accidentally.
Okay.
And then later on, once it started blowing up because the fucking Pinkertons are involved, he says, "Oh no, I thought I was an influencer worthy of getting this product early."
But he's not a shop, right? Like, he's just a guy.
I don't know that. He's a
Because I
YouTuber
remember
guy.
seeing
He
people
also-
talk
I
about
don't
it.
think he's like a big YouTube channel. To
No.
be honest. I don't even fucking know his name after all this.
I
This only became newsworthy because it's Hasbro,
Yeah.
a family corporation
Yeah,
sending
Barbie
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, Barbie
that's-
from
maybe
her
that's not
office
Barbie?
sent Pinkerton.
Is Mattel and Hasbro the same company?
I don't know. It is for this story.
Right? They're all the same freaking company. It's like probably
Yeah.
6 people who own all the toy
Yeah.
well, I've just seen people talk about it, and they're like,
toy barons.
the toy barons.
Dude,
Oh,
toy
that's
barons.
got to be our scenario. You got to write a game jam for that.
Toy barons.
How to take down the toy barons? There's Mr. Workshop.
Oh shit! And the
There's-
Pinkertons
there's
come to your house.
Mattel. There's
Dr. Hasbro.
Hasbro.
Doctor.
They're all
Hasbro.
sitting in this like fucking long table overlooking some
Like
metropolitan
real
area.
evil eyes.
Yeah, that's really cool. But then you're the
How
guy.
to bomb the building.
You're the guy from Blade Runner who makes all.
I was
those
gonna
little,
say,
like-
yeah.
You make all your little toys to attack their toys,
Yep.
and then it's just toy war.
That's it.
This is
sounds
how
cool.
ideas happen. Live on Pod.
Now,
Blade Runner's the one with the
Don't Terry.
It's
stop.
the
Just stop.
Barry
Just stop.
Daywalker.
I'm going to unplug your mic.
right? The one that's like he hunts the vampires, but he's also a vampire.
Let's go play Kingswood.
Is that
You know what Blade is. Don't.
Blade? I thought we were talking about Blade Runner.
I hate this bit.
Wait a second.
Can't rain all the time.
What are you
What does
talking
this slider do?
about? It turns down the microphone. To end our episode off today, we have a short story by Hobby Dungeon Andrew. If you guys don't know Hobby Dungeon Andrew, go give him a follow on Instagram. And if you're interested at all, take part in his one-page game jam that is going to be ending at the end of this month. For now, we have a short story by Andrew called Pit Fighter. Fighting in the arena wasn't a choice. The true path had already been chosen, and which spit the lustful knew where he walked. His god demanded a test of loyalty and proof of his might over the other feeble deities of the realm, which spit could provide. While he didn't have the physical gifts of so many other brutish chaos disciples, he was clever and quick. A whisper step here and a flashing feint there, he would be behind his enemies with a cudgel, caving in their feeble skulls and spreading their brain matter on the battlefield in a sigil of worship to his dark lord. Witch Spit stepped through the portcullis that separated the fighting pits from the field of battle. Behind him, slaves and champions toiled, preparing arms and armor for their tests of martial skill, ringed by a coliseum filled with an unruly mob, drinking and carousing as they cheered for every gout of blood spilled. Across the arena stood an animalistic fiend, a man with the face of a dog and the horns of a goat, his left hand withered by some ancient curse, but his right arm strengthened by a supernatural gift of evil. Witch Spit knew he would need to play to the creature's weak side. The beastly creature stepped forward, raised his axe to the sky, and howled. He then knelt, placed the rusted axe on the ground, and prostrated himself in front of it. Witch Spit belted out an uproarish fit of laughter. The thought that this fool would receive aid from some weak lesser god made the Chaos Champion grin, but his smile died as he watched the feeble arm of the dogman straighten. First, with a sharp crack, then another. The dogman howled in pain as his arm wrenched this way and that, but in moments it was straight and whole and strong. It howled once more, a sound that reached in through the ears and clenched the brainstem of all who heard it. The stadium hushed to a feeble susurrus, and the onlookers gave their attention. It was Witch Spit's turn to step into the ring. He first turned and raised his cudgel to the crowd. Some chanted or cheered for him, but the majority of the crowd was clearly taking the side of the beast. No matter. He knelt in the damp soil, placing his palms in the ground and bowing his head low. He whispered the words of his lord through gritted teeth. Ex ignorentium ad serpentium, ex lus ad tenebris. He waited, expecting the energy to course through him like it had done so many times before. After a few moments, a pang of doubt assailed him, but he deflected the thought. Taking a deep breath, he closed his eyes tight and uttered the words again. When he finally knew that nothing was happening, the floodgates of doubt opened upon him. He was a chosen warrior of chaos. How could his sworn lord abandon him at a time like this? He looked up to see the dog creature, moving wildly and salivating in great thick gobs, bearing down on him with a great axe raised high with two strong arms. Witch Spit straightened and hefted his cudgel. After this, he would be in the market for a new god. Big thanks to Hobby Dungeon Andrew for sending us a story. And as always, thanks for checking out the episode. We hope you enjoyed it. If you're not already on our Discord, In Rust We Trust, you can find us over there. And as always, keep it grimdark and keep it grimy. And we'll see you next time. Peace.